I want to announce that we have a show in Cork, Ireland now on June 9th at Live at the Marquee. New York City, New York, May 31st, Belfast, London, Idaho Falls, Salt Lake City, and Las Vegas, Nevada there. 4th of July weekend, we'll be there in Las Vegas, Nevada for 2 nights at Resorts World. You can get all tickets at theovon.com/TOUR. And thank you for your support. And if tickets are too expensive, make sure you're not buying them on a secondary site. You got to do that. That's why we suggest go through the website. And if they're sold out or something and they're expensive on secondary sites, just hold the line. We'll come back through some other time. I love you guys, baby. Thank you. Today's guest has his first stand-up special, Terrified, premiering on YouTube on May 31st. He is one of the most energetic and engaging and humorous humans that I've ever met. You know him from Impractical Jokers and just from the years of joy he's brought to all of us. Today's guest is Mr. Sal Vulcano. Good to see you, man.
Love you, brother. It's nice to see you.
Good to see you, dude.
You too, man.
Yeah, we waited to like say hey to each other kind of until the episode started.
Oh, so this is the app started now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just letting people know because sometimes you start the episode and it's like, oh man, we're already going, and then it's like you just kind of will get rid of some of the good energy in the beginning, man.
Yeah, I got it. I got the good energy. I was looking forward to seeing you, man.
Yeah, same, dude. 100%. So what's different? Oh yeah, so the other place, like we still have like our producers that work there every day.
Okay.
We got Zach and Nick, and they work over there, just making sure everything's smooth, planning ahead.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's been different being here. You know.
Yeah, but you don't. How far are you from here? This is not. You don't post up. You stay here.
I live here.
You live where we're at right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you like arrived from somewhere else.
No.
Oh, you've been here?
I've been here.
Oh, I thought you like arrived here. I was like, it's a big office, man. I was like, damn.
I fell asleep here.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah,
no, this is your permanent area.
Yeah, this is my residence.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is my legal residence, man.
Oh, that's so cool. All right, so then this is a great setup, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
When you went to scope the place out, this had to be like a big selling point that you could make that like.
Well, this existed kind of was like, oh wow, so I could maybe make this work, you know?
Yeah.
I wish there was a little more space sometimes.
Up here or
Yeah,
yeah.
up here.
This
But
big though.
yeah, I mean, it's been. Look, that's the thing. It's like, do I need more? Like, I looked at a house the other day that has like basically the front is kind of almost an office.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I could do that. And then I'm like, but do I need more? You know, I think it's about figuring out what you really need, kind of.
Yeah, man.
And what you want. You know, I don't know. And then I'm not home as much as I would like to be.
Yeah.
So.
You do a lot of roads still right now, right?
Yeah. Still touring, and then sometimes I'll go do podcasts on the road.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I've been trying to like. I live in a condo still. I've been trying to build a house.
Oh wait, weren't you guys building a house for a while?
We talked about this last time.
Is that true?
Dude, no joke. I haven't progressed at all.
Oh.
We're supposed to like knock down a house and build a house, and I had to go through the process of like I don't know anything about this stuff. Like getting like an architect and like making the plans and then demoing the thing, and I'm not handy. I don't really know anything about this stuff, and it's just been like the worst experience.
Really?
Yeah, we had stuff and
just
then
start squatting. Aren't you in New York?
I am. Yeah. I bought the property.
Okay.
Years ago. I thought I'd be living there already.
Yeah.
But it's all about. So we've been making refinements. So it's like that's what
Wasn't
made
it by
me
a
think
river
of it.
or something?
It's by the Hudson. Yeah, like it's by the New York there on the water. It's pretty dope. Like I have questioned in the last 3 years, like not doing it like three times already, and just saying fuck it, because like it's just been so tough to do. And that's me.
No worries. You gotta get
it. No, you know what that said? You're gonna laugh at me. It said, "No smoking, no junk except fruit every day." That's my alarm.
Wow.
Just to make sure. Yeah, because when I smoke weed, like I eat. It's no good.
So you'll smoke and then you will eat.
I play this game with myself where it's like, all right, if I smoke tonight, I'll let myself smoke if I don't eat. If I eat, I can't smoke. And then when you're high, you're like, yeah, but and it just happens over and over and over and over. It's like, but it's not even like we're laughing, but it's like an issue.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just like, I was trying to lose weight, because I shot the special and I was like trying to lose weight for that. And so I did really good. I lost like a ton of weight.
You look a lot leaner.
Thanks, man. Yeah. It's been over time, but like it's from like my heaviest like a year and a half ago, probably down 50.
What?
I fluctuate up and down 50 my whole life though. So like now I'm trying to like break down even like get down to like next 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just tough because I'm so stressed. Like,
oh yeah, that's the first thing I want to do.
The weed is like at the end of the night, I cannot turn off. I can't turn off my brain unless I just smoke a little, and otherwise I won't be able to sleep. I won't be able to just like stop. Everything just keeps racing. So
yeah, dude, I would love to be able to have that. I wish I could smoke dope or even smoke crack, honestly, sometimes. But yeah, then it's like, how do you also get some rest? I guess. But yeah,
I don't know if you're gonna rest with the crack though.
Yeah,
I don't know if you rest with the crack. I don't know. I never really like. I feel like I have known people that have done crack. I haven't talked to them about it. When I say I know them, I was probably a kid, and there was people that worked around where I live and I think they did crack. That was a rumor.
Wow.
But I don't really know what crack does.
It's a functional, like the MyPillow guy.
He does crack?
He did it his whole building the pillows,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so good things can come out of it still. Like there are crack success stories.
Oh, yeah. That's a good call.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. Is that what the secret is? Is like crack in there?
I don't know what it is.
It's like they dust a pillow with crack before they ship it. People are like, yo, this is the best fucking pillow I've ever had in my life. Like, this is my pillow. You can't have that shit.
It's like Crack Bay, that guy like this, He just...
There's a guy on the assembly line just like as they pass. No, but like crack is it crack like cocaine, or is it like heroin, or is it like both?
Well, let's bring up a little bit of crack if you can.
Yeah. And
bring up a crack rock.
Crack, I think it hasn't been as big as it was when we were younger. When we were younger, it was like, sleep, breathe, crack.
Like it was in the black population too. I think there's documentaries, and I haven't seen this, but I believe there's documentaries that they believe it was unleashed on the black community or whatever.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know if it's true. And I'm not saying that it isn't true. I just haven't seen, I didn't go down, I've never gone down that.
Yeah.
But
how do you
how do you make it? Can you give me some information on it?
Yeah,
there's a beautiful picture, not beautiful. I mean, there's different images.
There's an assortment. It looks like crack had a photo section.
Hold on a second.
Because those are all like how you shoot eBay items, Like,
yeah, dude.
It's not like in the wild crack. It's like crack in a studio.
Yeah, it looks like somebody made a charcuterie board with crack.
I bet you there's been a drug party before where it's been laid out like charcuterie.
Oh,
like in the high end drug parties, like in the hills and stuff.
Oh, dude,
There's
I
like
heard
a little prosciutto and like a little bit of like
a little
whatever.
camembert.
Yeah.
A little Sauvignon Croc. Like there's
really appealing too. Like people went to the party and they never did drugs before, but then they were like, looks good though.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, there's no way that crack rock doesn't go with that fig jam.
Yeah, fig jam is my favorite thing on that charcuterie board.
Dude.
It's not always on there, but it gives you the sweetness that you need to cut through.
Yeah,
I love a good fig jam.
It's undervalued. I think it's kind of it's underappreciated.
Yet it's costly, which is really the dichotomy about fig jam. Probably undervalued but overpriced.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. When was the last time you had fig jam?
I think when you're saying it, when I've been at someone's house that has, I guess, rich or whatever, and they have fancy wine corkers or whatever, like that bottle the wine, like,
yeah.
And then they'll have a charcuterie board sometimes. And
yeah, but I got a charcuterie board for the Super Bowl.
Oh, you did have fig jam on it?
Yeah, I had fig jam on it.
Really? But it also had jalapeno poppers on it.
It did well. I did have wings as well. I had wings. I had other things. Normally we'll make it, but then my lady found someone who did it. She went to a party and they had it, and she was like, "Whoa!" And she got the number, and then we ordered it, and they bring it. It was like on a 4-foot board. Oh, and you got to pay a little extra for it, but for the guests,
it's almost a level of like how rich you're willing to be when you go down the charcuterie boards, because there's also different sizes. There's the Noah's Ark. And you can go all the way down to like the Titanic
and the
door.
Santa Maria.
Yeah. There's like the Nina, the Pinta. Yeah. Sorry, and that's your joke, dude. I stepped on it, but
dude,
and you can go all the way down to like Titanic door, like this small little.
Yeah, don't ever let go.
Yeah. You never want to let go.
right. But I will tell you though, I stood there calculating how much the woman actually paid, like the actual wholesale cost, because I was like, there was some things on there that make you go, oh, okay, but they're like, they're throughout, but then there's also like, grapes, just cheap, so I'm like looking at it and I'm like, man, I guess it's labor intensive. I'll give her that.
Okay.
Because I felt like she probably could have got away with everything on there for like under $200, and it was probably like $450 or something like that.
Oh wow, a $450 charcuterie.
It was like
board?
4 feet. Well, we had like 35 people.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if it feeds 35, dude, I'll fucking get one of those every. Yeah.
But then like we had so much food, not everyone ate it, and then I have like so much excess charcuterie, and then I feel guilty because I'm like, I have to eat this. I can't piss away money like this.
Yeah.
So I was eating charcuterie for like 6-7 days past the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
Just having olives and pecans and just what?
Yeah, but you know what it is?
11 pistachios. Like they always have like 7 or 8 like things.
Yeah, there's unidentified things all the time. Yeah. I gotta like Google photo it. I don't even know. I'm like, what is this? It's like, I don't even know if it's cheese. Is it cream? There's nuts I never seen on there before.
Oh, it gets
twigs.
Very vague towards the end. Like there's like sometimes there'll be like a hoof meat. There will be like something called a neighborhood sausage. You're like,
yeah, they give you like a legend, like a key. You're like, oh, you gotta try. That's the neighborhood sausage. But it's so much more depressing eating it the week after because it's bagged in like sandwich bags in the fridge, and so now I'm just pulling out different bags of unidentified meats and like tasting it, and like the sodium levels that week were probably through the roof. Really, I retained a lot of water that week.
Yeah. Oh, that's another big issue. I think is one of the side effects of charcuterie boards is gout probably, and severe salt retention. My buddy's daddy, if he had too much salt, he couldn't talk. And and so
I miss you, man.
Oh yeah.
I miss you.
So he'd get his fucking dad, like his dad would be drunk and he'd get a bunch of fucking like he'd keep giving him potato chips and shit. And then his fucking,
if he knew he was gonna like steal the car that night, the day before he'd be like give his dad just a family like a Costco bag of Ruffles.
Yeah, the dad just
so he wouldn't chew them out when he got home. He would just look at him like furrowed.
When my jaw unlocks. Yeah.
You ever have gout?
No, I never had it. My stepdad had it. I think it's basically salt builds up like in the bends of your body, huh?
I self-diagnosed gout.
Oh, you just said you had it?
Yeah, I just said it. I was trying to will it.
First of all, thank you for admitting it. A lot of people will have fucking, like I had like a stepdad probably couldn't even move his arms or anything. He's like, I don't have anything wrong. And meanwhile, his fucking arms
like Randy in A Christmas Story in the snowsuit.
Yeah, you look like that.
No, I was getting these sharp pains. Is that gout stuff?
Yeah,
right there. Right there. Oh, wow. I never even Googled gout, and that's where I had it.
Gout happens when urate,
That's a good t-shirt. Gout happens.
Gout happens, yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off now.
No. And that is definitely a market that as we age, we can get into, I think. Gout happens.
Gout happens, right?
Oh, my stepdad would wear that every day. He'd wear the helmet. Yeah. He's got it so bad, dude. He's a fucking... Yeah, he shows up on the periodic table of elements. That dude has so much salt in him. That dude's fucking probably got iodine in him.
That's not good. You ever talk to him about it?
We mentioned
you should cut his sodium down, you know?
We mentioned it.
Anything you could do for him?
He's born free. He wears a shirt that says born free all the time. So that's not the kind of guy you can approach about their sodium.
I think born free essentially means gout happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an interchangeable shirt.
No, I had this shooting pain. Like It
In
would
your
just come
foot?
out of nowhere. But I mean, like, your foot locks up and you can't, like, you would have to, you have to, like, tiptoe and put your weight on the other foot out of nowhere, right? And then would happen, like, could happen for 2 minutes, could happen for, like, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then it would just magically, like a Charlie horse, would just go away.
Oh,
and I didn't really know what it was. I thought I broke my toe or I had something wrong with the actual, like, infrastructure in there. And it would reoccur and go away and reoccur. And I was like, I got to talk to my doctor. So I went and I got x-rays. And they were like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
And you're like, you're full of shit.
And then I realized, God, because it's not just salt. I heard, like, well, it is meats and stuff. So I guess that is salt.
Yep, salt shrimp, I know, have it.
Shit, that's the
That's what I
seafood.
said. Seafood is high in sodium.
I didn't really know that. And I eat seafood thinking, like, oh, it's lean. It's good. Protein, you know. And
Yeah, it's the lean cuisine of the ocean, kind of.
it is.
Yeah, a lot
It
of
is,
people
right? Yeah. And then I realized I guess you can have it. You can have flare ups and it goes away. Because I haven't now had, knock on wood, this is gonna suck because I know I'm gonna bring it back now by saying it, but I haven't really had it in like a year and a half. But there was times where I would get it like every few days, and it would strike anywhere at the most inopportune times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Thank you though. God, prayers, anything you could do for me. I love how like you actually really just got empathy for my
Oh,
gal.
well, I watched my stepdad. He would have so much like flare up or whatever. He couldn't even. My stepmom would go put a blanket on him. He'd be like, he couldn't even even an Afghan or whatever couldn't touch his skin. It would fucking hurt him too much.
Dude.
Let's give this information though. Gout happens when urate, a substance in your body, builds up and forms needle-shaped crystals in your joints.
I don't even know what that's.
God.
Yeah, I guess I had needle-shaped crystals.
This leads to pain, swelling, redness, and changes in the movement and use of the affected joint. However, not everyone with high urate levels develop gout. And does gout just go away? Maybe look that up, how it comes and goes away.
Yeah. The pain is like you can't use the foot.
Yeah.
You literally it's almost like you need a crutch, but you don't have one because you never know.
You need a short friend.
Yeah, you need anything really, any kind of support at all.
Gout can go away or return again and again. Oh my gosh, dude, this is like one of those Robert Pattinson movies. Some people will go months or even years without having another gout attack, or very rarely they may never have another one. Yeah.
It's like the mafia. Like you never know when it's lurking over your shoulder. Like it threatens you once, and then you just be like, you got to fall in line. I have psoriasis, which is the same exact thing. I got a lot of autoimmune things that like threaten me, then they go away, but there's always a threat of them again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I guess about growing up is that stuff starts to happen. Your special is
it's called Terrified. I shot at the Vic in Chicago back in December. This is my first actual one on for anything I recorded.
Yeah,
I have some television sets and this is not happening, this and that, but like most of my stuff, I just never put it out there. So like I finally had the time, the runway to do it. So it's a big deal for me because people a lot of people aren't educated that I am a stand-up. You know what I mean? Like my fans are, but I want to reach so it's like this is a kind of like my hopefully it'll reach a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I remember you and I got on a show together at a bookstore in New York. I remember, I think when you were first starting to do comedy.
Yeah, now it's about proper stand-up, probably been about eight years and so now. Yeah, I actually was just so funny because I was talking to my lady that I was coming here, and we started talking about you, and I went and looked at, because we it was like 8-9 years ago you visited we went out together for Halloween, me, you, and her, and I found a photo of us.
You did?
I found the photo list, and I was like, it was that far back, but I had to go in like my this is you dressed as a newsie, and I was like a Run DMC dude.
You were Run DMC.
Yeah. that was a fun night, man.
Dude, that was a fun night. I remember we went to a couple of good bars.
Yeah, we were hopping around. That was 9 years ago.
I can't believe it.
I know. And then I found this one, which I was like, I guess I forgot we did this, but we did a show together, me, you, and Adam Ray at the House of Blues in San Diego. Do you even remember that, dude?
I remember I showed up there with luggage for some reason. I remember.
I don't remember that. But.
I definitely remember that. And cause I just remember, cause sometimes you don't have luggage with you.
Yeah.
Most of your life you don't have luggage, right?
No, not most of the days. No.
Yeah. So when I have luggage, sometimes I remember it, especially if you're with luggage at a place that you shouldn't have luggage.
It always feels so weird.
Oh, if you go to lunch or somewhere and you have to go to the airport after, and you walk into like I'm trying to think of a good place that place is closed down, but even like a macaroni grill, like a semi-nice place where...
And you got the luggage by your seat.
Luggage?
You know, it's by your seat. And then people are like walking by and you're like, yeah. I know.
Keep pulling your luggage in,
I know.
especially in New York. I'm sure if you go to a cafe, because a luggage will take up probably 7% of a cafe.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, absolutely. And then forget about it if you have a large. If I have your large, you probably just got to eat in the parking lot. You probably can't get it through the doorway.
Well, at that point, that's how homelessness starts. I think it's somebody is meeting somebody. They're on their last leg. They're headed out of town, and they're meeting somebody for lunch. Somebody's like, "Look, I'll buy you a meal," and you realize your luggage is too big to get into the cafe, and they're like, "You got to eat in the park."
I just got new luggage, so I'm like feeling good about it.
Ooh,
yeah. My old one, I was still using the cloth one. Like not a hard case. I like the cloth one because it used to like zipper. The flap was thin and the whole depth was one side. And I was hesitant to get.
You were using that style.
I was doing that with just the 2 wheels that you had to lug like on like it was like a hand truck.
I respect the 2 wheels. Yeah.
Yeah. And I ended up getting that one because my shit busted while I was at the airport, and then I had to run down and get luggage at the airport. And I bought it, and I was like, all right. And then I was like, oh man, it was like it wasn't like hard case too, so it got wet and dry. But I like that it was deep,
Yeah.
And
I guess that's true. You have one side is deep. You're not deciding what side
it wasn't
to put stuff
like a
on.
split,
Yeah.
And I resisted the hard case split for so long. And then finally, this luggage, I couldn't get the handle up anymore. I still had it for like 3 months with no couldn't get the handle up. Oh, wow. I was like just reaching low and just pulling.
Oh my God!
I don't know. I just like don't have time. And I was like, you know what it is? I want to be a smart consumer.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the time to do the research on the new luggage. And so I just was like, I'm gonna do. And then one day I just was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I committed, and I got the new hard.
Sounds like a guy like trying to get out of a marriage.
I'm gonna stay with this baby just a few months, just so I know that I really I found somebody else. And now I do the split hard top, and you know what? I was afraid for nothing.
Really?
It's got 4 wheels. It glides effortlessly. Oh. It's impermeable to liquids.
Oh yeah.
Right? And it's not really that bad because I was like, oh, what if I need something that is like tall? In a split, I'm not going to be able to do it because one side zips. So it's not like you can combine both sides, really. But luckily, I haven't run into that problem. I'm happy to say that. Happy to announce it here.
Damn, thanks, man. That's unbelievable. So you're a hard case luggage guy now?
Yeah, I'm a hard case luggage guy.
Wow.
Right? The best part of it, though, is the effortless gliding. Yeah. I used to be like, it was like the Trail of Tears when I was like, with the old one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to diminish the
Get
Trail of
out of
Tears. That was
here,
serious.
engine. People would yell that at you. You're like, hold on, guy. This guy's just he likes what he likes, He knows that style of luggage. Wow, that was almost archaic, I feel like, though, to see somebody who would still just have the one thin layer side that you couldn't put anything in, maybe some pockets, but that was it.
Yeah, it was like for, tissues. Oh. The first thin flap was you couldn't do anything with it, really.
Yeah.
But have you seen someone walk with, like us? You remember when we were little? It was just a suitcase with a handle, and if you were lucky, there was these little ball wheels on the bottom of like a traditional suitcase. And then they had like this little, like almost like a little handle that you could pull it with. But it had no control. It was little ball wheels. It had no also, it wasn't weighted correctly. You remember, they were like just big. So back in the day, people had to like literally to carry their luggage in both hands and like walk with it.
Yeah.
That's true. When I was little, that's the luggage my parents had.
Well, that's all, and they call it luggage. I mean, they call it. I guess that was the original. Like they were lugging it around.
That's got to be it, right? That's why they call it that, right?
It would have to be, I think. My mother still carries a bag like that. From like her childhood, basically. Is
she jacked?
She could probably hit you pretty quickly without you being really prepared for it, unless you grew up with her.
You came to.
Oh,
you had timing down. Your mom was like Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Like you can get all the way up to him, and then you were just screwed. If you make one mistake with him, you're done.
Yeah,
it's one hit and you're done.
Oh yeah, remember that?
Yeah, 007-373-5963. That's the code.
It was.
Yeah, I have it tattooed in my brain. I made a T-shirt of it, my own T-shirt.
Gout, dude.
Your mom was like Tyson. Did you ever beat him?
Mike Tyson's
on Nintendo?
Yeah, we beat him.
Yeah.
I remember like we had one neighbor that was like real liberal and it was like, don't beat him because he's black, and it was like, it's not about that. It's like, this is a video game.
They missed the point in Nintendo.
Yeah. I'm like,
they didn't want to shoot the ducks in duck hunts.
Yeah, they didn't want to rock the boat.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, we paid $44 for this game.
Yeah.
On my 7th birthday so we could rock the fucking boat, dude.
Yeah.
This is one place I can take a swing at a tough brother.
Yeah.
In the safety of my own home. But yeah, when he would come out.
Yeah. What sucks is if you got all the way up to him. I guess they gave you the code once you got up to him. But I used to try and play it straight through. I got to that point where I could play it straight through. It was one of my games.
What do you mean play it straight through?
Like I would start at Glass Joe.
Yeah.
And go until I beat Tyson, just without like in one session.
Oh, in one sitting, really?
Yeah, one sitting. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it didn't take that long. A couple hours. I had all the time in the world when I was 12.
Oh, remember how much time you had?
Yeah.
Remember how much time you had, dude? People are like, what are you doing today? You'd be like, what are you even talking about?
I don't even know what I'm going to do today. I have no idea what's going to happen today.
Yeah.
Summer vacation from school felt like years.
Yeah.
So
kids can't imagine. Imagine anybody. Imagine now you're out of school, you go home, there's a TV, that's it really. And it's playing like Little House on the Prairie and then straight into Wheel of Fortune.
That's exactly right.
Or straight into Price is Right.
Little House, Price is Right was 11 a.m. And then Little House was where I was. It was actually was Little House prime time though? I think it was, or am I thinking of Highway to Heaven?
Highway to Heaven.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're huge fans here, both of those.
Yeah, Michael Landon stand all the way. Yeah.
Michael Landon. Somebody sent me a video of his hometown the other day and his childhood home and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Of Michael Landon's?
Yeah.
Someone sent you a video of Michael Landon's childhood home just recently.
Yeah, just sent me like, this is where he lived at. This is the bench he used to spend time on.
That's
and just
amazing.
just some like pieces from his neighborhood. Where is he from? Connecticut?
I have no clue, dude.
I want to talk more about this special, man. Forest Hills, New York. Now, this sounds nice. Have you been here?
No. Is that Queens?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been to Queens, of course. Is that Queens, Forest Hills?
Yeah, go back to it. Let's see. Landon was born to Eugene Maurice Orowitz. October 31st, Halloween.
No way. That's when we hung out.
Yep. Forest Hills, a neighborhood of Queens, New York. His fathers were Peggy.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful there, dude.
Wow.
It looks like you're in an old Europe or something. It's all these old, like, there's an old section of it.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like you're in like a cottage. Like it looks like you're in the foothills of Switzerland at some of the places in Queens.
Wow. Yeah. So this was some of the footage that somebody had sent me.
And now this is apropos of nothing. They sent you the Michael Landon treats.
People know I'm a fan.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I'm a known fan
of that kind of programming, or him specifically.
I think. Just like, it was just.
He was good, wholesome fun.
He was the fatherhood.
Yeah, he was.
He was kind of that father, that television father.
Mm-hmm.
When I started podcasting, an online store was probably the furthest thing from my mind. I was just concerned with getting the episodes out. But eventually we put a T-shirt online and we started selling it, and then that evolved and people wanted more. And so next thing you know, we were selling a T-shirts and a dang sweatshirts and a high heel even at one point, I think. And that's where we are now. And it's been so easy, all because I use Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. That's been one thing that's nice, whether we were selling just one item or we evolved to have a couple of items. Whatever stage you're at, you can stage up or stage down with Shopify, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify is there to help you grow. Right now, you can sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/THEO, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/THEO now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Theo. Everybody likes having skin on their body. Covers you, holds you, keeps everything together. But what I want to talk to you about is that second skin, baby. That Tommy John, you know what I'm talking about? That lightweight, breathable, comfortable, doesn't ride up, perfect fit underwear and undergarments and garments, period. The most comfortable underwear I've ever worn. That's right, I can't even travel without my Tommy Johns. I can do everything better in my Tommy Johns. I feel good. I feel capable. I feel like just touching the world. Tommy Johns are different from other brands I've worn just because of the sleekness, because of that hold, the comfort, because it makes me feel like I just feel better than I even feel. And I want to let you know you can get 30% off site-wide right now at TommyJohn.com/THEO. And if you don't love your Tommy Johns, you're covered by their best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. That's right. So there's nothing to lose by even trying this comfort. You can save 30% off site-wide right now at TommyJohn.com/THEO. See site for details. Great time to get something for yourself or something for Father's Day. A little bit more about the special, man. So yeah, like, what has that been like for you? Like the comedy road, like, did you start to really feel like, okay, this is what kind of comedians go through? Because you also got into comedy where people already knew you. Mm-hmm. Was that scary? Like, oh, they're going to judge me? Or did it feel more like they're going to support me? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, well, I did stand up like 20 years ago. Like out of college, I did it for a little bit. And then I started getting into sketch comedy and like improv and stuff. And then that's how I really got into comedy, because I started to get a little successful with the sketch stuff. This is like 2000, 99 I started that. And then I got on the show and I was like, well, the only thing I ever really wanted to do was do stand up. But I didn't go down that path. And then I was like, if I don't do it now, I mean, I have to start doing it now. I have a platform now, But I was like, I was very into this. Like, I was into the stand-up world a little bit because I used to host I owned a bar and I used to host like comedy on Tuesdays. And this is 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so every New York comic played my bar. And so I became friends with everyone like years before I like started going hard at it in New York. And so everybody was like, I was friends with everybody. And also like, I just went at it really, really hard. Like I was, I didn't half-ass anything. It's what I do and it's what I wanted to do. But I understand like it's a thing like, okay, people know me from television. Like, am I backdooring it? Am I going to have an act? But if you're out there every single night I'm playing bars with 3 people in it to this, to that, to the next thing, 5, 6 spots a night for years, so it's like, and then it's like, if you respect it, so luckily everybody was really cool with me. And
would you feel like personally, that's a little bit more what I mean. Like, I think you seem like an authentic enough guy where like you would be realistic about what you were really doing. If you're just trying to create a fun show that was like a Joker show, like or just like bring a lot of that to stage, or if you were trying to like really rock in a stand up and really go through it.
Oh.
And I know that for years you were performing, but yeah, like what was there anything like for you in your own head, like, do I need to prove to like, was it some of that a little bit, you think?
Yeah, man, but that's a motivator, like, because I tour with the guys. I've been touring with the guys for 13 years. Well, we toured back in 2000, but now since the show, we've been touring for 13 years. We're on our 5th, like we do United States every market, and then UK every market. You know, this is our 5th one in 12 years. Wow. So, and you know, our story was like, you know, we started really small. We started playing literally when we started. Like nobody wanted to really invest in us.
Oh yeah.
You know, like even our agents, they like were like, oh yeah, you can do live stuff. You know, and we started in like literally like C rooms. You know, like really like hole in the wall places, but it got better, and then you know a few theater, and then we started you know playing big places, and then but it's different. It's not stand up. You know, it's like a multimedia show. It's like it's for our fans. We tell stories. It's interactive. It's like geared toward the fan.
Yeah, and I love being there. I mean, so many of my first fans were fans that came over from you guys.
Oh no, really?
Oh yeah. I mean,
is that just because of you? Like you?
I think from going on the cruise that we went on, and then some of the fans like would come to my shows. You know, you guys have Jokers had some of the most loyal fans by far.
Yeah, that's true. That is really true.
By far. I mean, it's like the Bible and then Jokers. I feel like.
No, but they're good like that. If like we vouch for someone, it's like they will attach themselves because you know they're not really stand-up fans. You know, like they're fans of the show, maybe they're fans of comedy and everything, but they find a lot of people through us.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like when we tell them, oh, this person, like they're so happy to have someone to seek out and to become a fan of.
Yeah, they're like more like human fans, kind of.
Human fans.
Like usually just pretty fun, loving people. You guys have had some of the best fans, I feel like.
Thanks. Yeah, I think so too. And they're just so like they're so invested and they're so loyal. You know, we're only on the air this long because of that kind of, I don't know, that kind of dedication they have to it, that loyalty, you know what I mean? Like we just signed, season 10 just finished airing, and we didn't announce this yet, but we signed for season 11 and 12, so I'm shooting season 11 now.
Wow.
And I can't even believe it, really, because it's like 300 episodes. We've been doing it since 2011. Like, I didn't think that shit, but it's because of them. It's really it. It's because of them. And like if someone is in our orbit of the show's orbit, like they want to, like that's how much they love us. They just want to kind of, they're cool to be like a fan of what we're a fan of. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Like by extension.
Yeah. They want to carry. Yeah. And also they trust your acumen or whatever. Like, whatever you think is on your charcuterie board of humor. Right. They like want to get it. They're like, oh,
you're my fig jam, babe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, try some fig jam right here.
You're my fig jam, babe. That's another good shirt. We're gonna make a lot of shirts today.
Let's see how many pieces of merch we can come up with by the time this episode ends. Right now we got 2.
Yeah, we got 2. We got gout.
Gout happens, and you're my fig jam.
Yeah.
All right, but I want to branch out. It can't just be T-shirts. Maybe we'll do some like.
Oh, we'll get into socks.
Like maybe some maybe laptop covers or something like that.
Ooh,
socks.
Yeah.
Maybe like a wind chime.
Ooh.
You gotta get. That's a secret with merch. You have great merch. You gotta throw in something like people don't normally get. Like,
really?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I just didn't want to end up having like all kind of like, I got like hats for disabled people, or I got like
that's too niche.
Children's vests.
There's not a lot of disabled children's vests. Yeah.
You're like, what is going on?
Yeah, but you should do
cinnamon. Like, oh, Theo's got a cinnamon.
Yeah. Do you have anything like that?
No, I don't have
I'm surprised you don't. You don't have like a rub or something like that? You don't? Dude, come on. You're the Southern King, man. You got to get like yourself a rub or something like that.
I've got a rub, dude. You're not allowed to use it near schools. I'll tell you that, brother. But
I did a peanut butter for charity.
No way.
Yeah.
Sal's.
Our podcast. We have so I do Hey Babe with Chris DiStefano and Taste Buds with Joe DeRosa, and together we're on the No Press Network it's on YouTube, whatever. And so I had this peanut butter that I loved, Saratoga Peanut Butter Company. It was this family-owned, like woman-owned business, and she used to be from Staten Island, where I'm from. And I found her at a Christmas market. Not even her. I just found a stand, and I was loving it. And I would mention it and to support. And then they reached out and like we combined and made a peanut butter for charity. I did that once.
Ooh, Saratoga peanut butter.
You can put in like the no press. I bet you it'll come up because it was cool. We're on the label and stuff. It's like fun,
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I never thought about some of that, I guess.
Pickles one time. Pickles we did.
I don't know. I just worry, I guess, about like trying to sell. To me, there's something that gets weird if I feel like I'm trying to sell people too many things.
Oh, for sure. I didn't sell that. That was
Right.
just the money went to charity, and that was I was just.
Oh,
like,
I see what you're saying.
yeah, I didn't make my own. I didn't make my own.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
man.
Q. I was on a so Q. My buddy, you know Q.
He made cucumbers.
No, that would be good. He owned a beer company. He started it. He bought the rights to and revived a beer company from Staten Island from like 100 years ago that
a
went
great
defunct.
idea.
Right. And yeah, and he was so passionate about it, and he doesn't have it anymore, but it's years he had it. And to mess with me on the show, he made there was one time on the show where they renamed me Prince Herb.
Okay.
And I had to go by Prince Herb in my whole life for like a year, like late night TV, the news, any
Prince
press, going up on stage, please welcome Prince Herb. They pierced my ears. They made me wear these big cubic zirconia earrings. It was very embarrassing. So I was known as Prince Herb. And so, I mean, everything I did. Like I would go to Starbucks and get like a latte and they'd be like, Prince Herb.
Yeah.
Right. And he made a Prince Herb brew. And it was.
Was that you in a picture of you?
If you pull up Prince Herb, that's all me. Oh, yeah, that's Prince Herb. They put billboard in Times Square. That's a billboard of me with the earrings.
No way.
Yeah,
dude.
that's the New Year's Eve billboard. That's the huge one.
That's
in Times
you?
Square. Yeah, that's the
You
size
have
of the building.
Gout in your cheeks, dude.
That
is you, dude.
Dude, it was like
Oh, no, wait.
60.
No,
what are you looking at?
The T-shirt, the Prince Herb for 2024.
No, so if you put in Prince
is
Herb,
that?
that's another thing. I'll get to that. That's me. That's
you.
That's me. That's the worst picture I ever took. 2003. I had the flu and I was 60 pounds overweight, and I gave them the picture to put on Jokers because we like help each other out. You know, like they want to do something. Like, here, take this bad picture of me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And they kept using it for like 6-7 seasons, right? And then I was like, this joke is getting old. And then just when I thought it was getting old, it became a meme, dude. Like the crying Michael Jordan face.
Yeah.
Not that like it's that big, but I'm saying like that. Like people just started using it. I don't even understand why. Dude, it got so big that college campuses across the country. I go to college shows now. Everybody in the audience has that face on a shirt, or they put it on quilts, and they put it on like these blankets, and they hang them in the dorms. Wow. Dude, at their graduation, I'm on my fat head's on the cap, like and everything. It's and I never made $1 from that. Someone made so many millions of dollars. I mean, dude, I can't tell you the amount of merch that thing is on.
Who is that?
That's me, dude. That's me. I look like Andre the Giant, bro. Yeah, it's just a bad angle or a bad day. I was in Santa Monica. I was at lunch with Q. He took the picture, and I was at. I mean, that one's blown up. Like someone widened it,
Right. Yeah, look,
but it wasn't good.
I understand the one with the glowing orbs come out of its eyes has been edited.
I don't know what I ask the kids when I go to the colleges. Like they hold them up on the blankets. Like they get this. They spend real money.
Oh yeah,
They get it blown up, and I'm like, what is this? And they just like,
quiltery is very costly.
yeah. I don't know nothing. I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
but I didn't think college kids could do quiltery. Can afford quiltery.
Look at this. Oh my God, Sal, I didn't know you had all this happen to you.
Yeah, and so, but when it first happened, I didn't know what
Because it looks
what
like the
meant.
guy died. Kind of.
Yeah,
I think that's part of it. Everybody, when they look at that guy, they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember him.
It's
he
terrible.
Used to gamble."
I look like the whale. Right? I didn't see the movie, but I look like I locked myself in my house and I didn't come out for a while.
You look like the whale if he rapped. I feel like that's the element that's also there's a very Brooklyn or very like
okay.
There's a Run DMC like kind of a little bit with this in the
I
sense.
don't see Run DMC in just my big peach fat bald circle head, but if you say it, I'll take it because anything to make me feel better about this photo.
Okay, there is a hasn't run in a while DMC.
Has not run.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a has not run.
Thank you for the in a while. I appreciate that.
But it's one of those pictures you see if you go to, and I hate to say this out loud, but a FUNERAL, and one of the pictures that's on there.
Why don't you want to say funeral?
Because people pronounce it differently and it means something bad.
Well, if you say funeral,
Oh
it
yeah,
helps soften the blow.
that's a good call.
Yeah.
Say we're at a crazy funeral.
Yeah.
Somebody hands you a pamphlet.
Yeah.
And you see a picture on it.
Sure.
It looks like that guy.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like, damn, R.I.P.
Yeah. Just say a prayer. Just say a prayer for me.
R.I.P. Ricky. Too soon. Like a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It definitely looks like that. But I didn't know what they meant. Someone texted me and was like, I got to tell you something. You're sitting down. That's what they said to me. I said, what's up? They go, you become a meme. And I was like, what is that? What do you mean I become a meme? You know, I know what a meme is, but what do you mean I become a meme? And they're like, the picture of you that you hate that was on like, because I was like, this is not funny anymore. You did it till it's not funny. It's like, they used it for like 7 seasons and then it happened. And then, dude, for like 1 year, if I posted something, and my DMs were, I couldn't get to regular messages. I couldn't see, if you DM me, I couldn't see it. If I put something online, 800 of that face right underneath in the comments. And it was like, I thought it was funny at first, but then it was like, it's just not funny. I got to talk to, I have to communicate. I got to use the internet.
Yeah.
Every time I post, I can't just get that head in. You know, it's like, so I don't even know where we're going. Oh, but anyway, the Prince Herb, it was a non-alcoholic hot pink beer. And it said a corny beer for a corny mofo. If you put Prince Herb Brew, you'll see the can. Now, this is a funny story. You'll see the can with me on it. It's a hot pink can. Like Prince Herb Brew. There it is on the left there.
Oh wow, that's a real future looking can of beer.
And that's cute, plugging it right there.
Yeah.
And it said like a corny brew for a corny mofo. Now here's the thing. This is the funniest thing ever. It was unintentional, but he shipped so many of those things. Right? It was hot pink, and it was non-alcoholic, and he shipped so many of them. And what we did, he wanted to get it done in time for that punishment where they pierced my ears, put them on the billboard. So it was all part of the same punishment.
Okay.
So I didn't know he was doing this. So after they brought me out to Times Square, they told me I was going to become Prince Herb. And I didn't know what they meant. And then they said, turn around. And I saw on the billboard. And then they took me inside, pierced my ears. For the whole season, I had to wear these big cubic zirconia earrings.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Yeah. And then that came up and they told me about that in the moment. So in the haste to produce the beer, make a recipe of a hot pink non-alcoholic IPA, something was wrong in the measurements of the recipe. And he shipped out like, I want to say like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of cases, And he got word back that they were exploding. Yeah. And what happened was, if they were not refrigerated and they had to stay cold, and that's it. Once they were cold, they had to stay cold. And if you took them out of the refrigerator, they exploded, bro. And I don't mean like they leaked. They exploded, which is actually, in full circle, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard of in my life, because it's like he didn't intend that. But people started reaching out, being like, yeah, it's exploding all over my house, my fridge, everything. Because you could also leave it out too long, put it in the fridge and explode in the fridge.
Oh.
But these things were popping like grenades.
My cat's wet, my kids,
Dude, so, so they were expanding. Out. And so that you see the metal in the bottle just like start to expand until the things pop like grenades. And it happened to everybody. And he had to give all the money, back or whatever. I think it was to charity involved too. And then I got a case of my own as just like, here, you have it.
You should.
And I didn't know. And I put them in the fridge right away. And then, so then I had like 2 cases. So I had 48 of those in my fridge. And when I realized that they were going to start exploding, I was like, I need room in the fridge. It's my main fridge.
Yeah.
And so my lady's like, we got to get these out of here. And I was like, but I don't know how to get them out because they're going to start exploding.
Yeah.
And so I left 2 in there. Right now there's only 1 in my fridge, and it's expanded but now I put it back in time. So it's like the top is like, it's almost like a point, and it's ready to explode if it loses like 5 degrees, but it's in like the crisper.
Oh yeah.
But
it's a safe drawer.
Yeah, it's supposed to keep, but we took every one of them out, and I put them in the sink I put them in the sink in my kitchen, and I just put a blanket over it. Dude, it was like Sarajevo in there, dude. After like 20, 30 minutes, it was like, pop, 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 pop. And dude, it was, and then part of it.
Don't call it a comeback.
Dude, it was exploding. It was hot, pink, sticky beer all over my kitchen. And it was scary, actually. And it was scary.
Non-alcoholic.
It's not alcoholic. But I would try to like pop them open to preempt the blast. Yeah. And so I would go and I would like, but then you'd pop them open and they would just still explode. Oh. Yeah. I got to send you a picture of the one in my fridge. It's like, it's just 2 degrees away. I know it's going to happen, but like, I'm keeping it for like the what do you call it? Just like
Yeah, like a gender reveal.
no, like just a keepsake.
That's what it should have
That
been.
would be
Like,
really funny.
you know what it sounds like these would have been great for? Is gender reveals if your cousin was gay or your brother's gay. Like, hey, mom and dad, we got an announcement to make.
Like like a coming out.
Or like a
coming out reveal, which I guess is a redundant.
like a sexual reveal.
Yeah.
Or preferences reveal or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd be like, mom and dad, we want you to know something. You just set one in front of them. And everybody's waiting a couple minutes, and it's just fucking.
It's like a Trojan horse, dude.
It just blows.
Really? And but to hear
and you're
that
like,
they
Danny's gay, and they're like, no shit, we knew he was gay, and now you fucking ruin your mom's new wallpaper. That's the problem, dude.
But it's just so funny to think that they were exploding all across American people's homes unintentionally.
Oh, yeah, but beautiful. There's something so special about that type of thing. Sitting in your chair at home, right? You're relaxing. You're cute, right? You've made a lot of beer. You got Prince Herb Brew. Just hit the, it's on the ships heading out to different homes. And then it's starting to blow up. And you're like, all right, things are going poorly. But
you hear like, boom. Like the email. Boom, boom, boom. Lucky nobody.
You've got malpractice.
For real though, lucky nobody got hurt. Because I'm telling you, dude, the sound was like, where you would go, yo, that was one can. I had 48 cans. Oh. Yeah. Thank you.
Baby angel, that is so heavy. Yeah, it is heavy when that kind of stuff is going on, when there's a dangerous product that hits the scene, I think is very scary.
Yeah.
Kid Rock, I know, made a beer.
Yeah.
And the first batch of it was good. It was like Badass Beer or something it was called.
Yeah.
And the second
batch. It was called Not Bud Light.
It was called Straight Beer. Even though the craziest part is he drinks Bud Light every day now.
You get over things, It's like a bad breakup.
Yeah, it really is.
Time will heal his Bud Light wounds.
That's a good point. It did quickly. But Badass, that was his beer. Badass Beer, American lager. And the second batch of it, like, they just made it bad. Like, whoever made it, it was a bad beer. Like, they messed up the recipe or something.
Oh, so it didn't taste good.
It tasted horrible.
Tasted badass.
So, yeah.
Tasted just ass. They had to just get like a Sharpie and like black out bad, and they could sell it for what it was. Then it wouldn't be like false advertising.
People are like, what are you drinking? You're like, ass, man. Yeah, somebody.
Disgusting.
Somebody put ass in a can.
Exactly. Which is so ironic because he didn't want to do Bud Light, but then people are like, yo, I'm eating ass. I mess with ass.
Yeah, you're like, hold on.
You put that ass in my mouth.
A can of horrible ass. But you can't support a beverage of some guy who maybe prefers a little ass every now and then. Like, what kind of world are we living in? But the simple fact that he had his second run of the beer, he was all fired up, and then it just was fucking, the recipe was bad. Like,
I'm sorry to hear that because he's a guy who needs a break.
Oh yeah.
You ever go to his like compound or whatever?
Oh yeah, I've been over.
It's nutty, right? I know you kind of know him, probably, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. He where was I with him? I went to one of his shows. He played in my sister's town a couple of weeks ago in Louisiana.
Okay.
And so I got to fly over with him. He has his own plane, so I got to go on like a private plane, and then we flew over there and flew back late at night.
Is he a nice dude? Cool dude?
He's a really sweet guy.
He is, right? It's not constant badass, right?
Oh no, well he's also
also just, is he normal? He's a unique individual.
He's a really unique individual.
But is everything badass? Like if he eats a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, is it like in a badass way? Like what is he? Like when does that go away? Like you ever with him and did you ever see him weep?
Oh, never weep. I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, he loves like Kid Rock is an interesting dude, man. He's the kind of guy, if you go do something with him, he'll send you a card or a nice picture of like something y'all did together.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Something
You're like
that,
actually.
Right?
You're like that.
Sometimes maybe I am. Huh?
You are like that. You are like that. I remember when you did the cruise. Actually, you sent me a gift after.
Oh, I did.
It was the sweetest thing. No one's ever done that.
Thanks, dude.
It was so nice.
sometimes I think I got so busy that I just didn't even know who I am sometimes. But then Bob also would be but then Kid Rock will also be the kind of guy where if you're in a car, like one night we were in a car, we were leaving.
Oh, you call him Bob?
Yeah,
I was about to ask you, like, what do you
Yeah, his
call
real
him?
name's Bob.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know if you call him.
Oh yeah, so I call him Bob, right? Or it just depends, kind of.
But you ever call him Kid?
I call him
Rock?
fucking retard half the time.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
And we can beep that out, but people know what it is, you know? yeah. But, he's the only guy I've ever been with in a car. And everybody's just chatting and having a good time.
That's wild, bro. The only guy you ever been in the car, Kid Rock.
Yeah, it just was craziest Uber. It's like Uber Black and then Uber fucking Dirt Lord. You know, and he comes and gets you. But he was in the car one time. He's like, "Hey, can we turn down the radio so we can talk about me?" That's what he said. So,
That's what he said.
So he has this other element of like
a Kanye West thing.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like it's just a cocky thing, right?
Yeah.
So, and he'll be like both of those things,
but
a lot
he's
of times
tongue in cheek about it. Cocky, but
you can't tell a little bit sometimes.
Oh, all right.
You can't tell a little bit.
Interesting.
But a nice guy. Like I think if I needed something, he would be willing to help out. You know,
like what level of needing something?
Like if I needed, like to borrow 20 grand or something.
Really? Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but he's also the kind of guy, like if I called him, I needed something, he would, I think he's helpful. He likes to offer, like, he'll help you think about stuff. He's been through a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Have you gotten to see his, like, White House replica? Has he shown you that?
Have you been over there to his White House?
No.
It's like the capital of the South.
I think I was, for some reason or another, maybe there was an event going on at his compound or something, and there was an opportunity for me to go. I've never met the guy, but I didn't end up going. But I thought Tyler Perry had the White House replica.
Oh, maybe he does. Oh, yeah, what does Bob have? That's what Bob has. Go down one picture.
Wait, is that a replica like that you can walk into, or a replica like a snow globe replica?
That's a replica you can walk into. The picture to the right is his home.
Wait, the White House is his home?
Yeah.
Wait, he lives in a replica of the White House?
If that's the White House, I don't know what the White House looks like, but
It looks like that, I think.
Oh, then that's that.
But wait, but Tyler Perry I think he has whatever it is, he has like a compound that's like a state.
In
It's
Atlanta,
like a huge statewide, like it's like 308, whatever it is. And he built I think a 3/4 identical scale of the White House, every room, like whatever. So that he lets movie productions film there as the White House.
Wow.
Did you not hear about that?
I didn't know that.
Is that not a wild endeavor to have somebody rebuild the White House at 3/4 scale to that meticulously?
Well, it's like people are like, hey, does media, like what really runs America? And
Right.
if you don't think it's media, the fact that somebody rebuilt a White House somewhere else
Right.
and is using it to shoot.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's media and it's Duncan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely Duncan, dude. Hey, fellas, I'm going to need you to blink if you haven't purchased a Father's Day gift yet. Yep, we thought so. Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Maybe your pops has had a brush since the 70s, and that's okay. But our friends at Manscaped have crafted the total package for his special day. Whether it's for the boys downstairs, his beard, or even the best pair of underwear out there, Manscaped has his bases covered. Head over to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with code Theo. You know that beard trimmer that your dad's been using since you were in grade school? Yeah, it probably needs upgrading. Introducing the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, the complete beard maintenance kit for all the bearded kings. This Father's Day is also the perfect time for your old man to stop stealing his wife's nail clippers and finally have a kid of his own that will last him a lifetime. Get 20% off and free shipping with code Theo at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code Theo. Never forget where you came from, if you know what I mean. Happy Father's Day from Manscaped. You know, there's an old Abe Lincoln quote that says, good things come to those who wait. That's true. That's actually only part of the quote. The full quote is, good things come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. That's right. Well, if you're a business owner and want the best people on your team, the same applies. Thankfully, ZipRecruiter puts the hustle in your hiring so you can find qualified candidates fast. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/THEO. That's right. ZipRecruiter has a smart technology that finds top talent for your roles or your positions right away. Immediately after you post your job on ZipRecruiter, their matching technology starts showing you qualified people for it. So if you need someone and you know what you want them to be able to do, you post that and ZipRecruiter does the rest. Let ZipRecruiter give you the hiring hustle you need. See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/THEO to try it for free. Again, that's ziprecruiter.com/Theo. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
So it's a sweet thing that that my girl always talks about is one time we hung out in the city or whatever, and then like a couple of weeks later or whatever, like you left me a message that I played for her that she didn't forget, and this is a long time ago. But you were like, hey, hey, you guys, I wanted to give you a call, see how you're doing. Like, you were in my heart today, is what you said. I'll never forget that line. You said, you guys were in my heart today, and I just figured I'd give you a call to see how you're doing.
Oh, nice.
I played that for her. She already loved you, but she was like, she never forgot that. It was just such a gentle, sweet thing to call to see how we're doing, just in a general sense. But then to say it like that, it was like,
Thanks,
that's I love you, buddy. You have such a big heart.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, I think I just have a tough time remembering sometimes that I'm a decent guy.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Why?
I think I just have a tough time. I don't know why. I think I have a forgetter. I just have this I have this forgetter inside of me.
You can stray from like what you know yourself to be. Like you just kind of have ebbs and flows about how you feel about yourself.
No, just like it's like I almost feel like I'll forget that people know that I care about them, right? I feel like it's this constant thing you have to remind people about,
right on.
Or they don't know it. It's like I didn't understand that if you care about somebody, then they will just know that you care about them, and that sometimes it's okay to like kind of show it or express it, but it doesn't have to be something that you have to like remind people of all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that was. I think it's gotten a little bit better as I've gotten older, but I think for a while I just didn't know like I would.
You felt the need to be expressive. Like you actually, it would be on your mind to make sure you would have to express it.
Right.
Because then you thought that they wouldn't know, people wouldn't feel it from you or something.
Yeah. Like as if your feelings weren't real to people.
All right.
Or something.
Yeah.
Like if I seem like I had a nice time, I don't know if they knew it or not.
Okay.
And so I need to make sure that they knew that I had a nice time. Or if I was thinking about somebody, I needed to, I guess, let them know maybe, or like that if a time meant something to me. I don't know. And some of that's kind of normal, but I think I had this, I don't know. I can't explain it exactly.
I am that way, but I'm that way, like, not because I need people to know, but because I just not need or want them. I want them to know, but not because I think that they don't know if I don't tell them, but that's the way I grew up with my family and just how I am. Like I never want to miss a chance to tell someone, anything that I'm thinking about them, that I admire them, that I love them, that any little thing. I don't hold anything back like that.
Wow.
But it's the best.
Yeah, you're good about that
It helps
too.
me too because it makes me feel good to tell somebody that I love them or that I care for them or that I'm thinking of them or I admire them or they're anything nice. When I greet people and when I say goodbye, it's just like or anything. Like I don't know. That's just the way I am. I don't think I could be another way really.
You couldn't be. You are trapped being a nice guy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I feel that from you.
Yeah, I think I just get am self-tormented a lot of times. But yeah, no, you always seem like you seem like just like a little campfire that's allowed to be inside of people's homes,
That's a. Is that the first time you ever said that?
Yeah.
Really? You just conjured that metaphor up?
Well, I'm thinking.
I know you're good with words, man. I know that
No.
you are the person that you're the person I know the most that will say a phrase that I've never heard before. I mean, off the top of your head, man. You're one of my genius friends, dude. You have a way with words, but that's such a good. That's merch.
You're a campfire that's allowed indoors.
Yeah. Well, no, now you switch it. You're a campfire that's allowed indoors seems like a rule. I think it's like you're a campfire in people's homes was the sentiment.
Yeah.
It's two different things,
Well, I have to go back and see exactly what we said, but you're a warm soul, man.
Yeah.
We need those.
You are. That's a great. That's what you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that.
Dude, when I was a kid, I remember like I used to write postcards all the time to my kids that weren't born yet. Like, because I wanted them to know that I was thinking about them. Like, that's kind of crazy.
That's unreal, man. Yeah.
I think when I was a kid, I didn't know if my parents were thinking about me or whatever. And so I always grew up with this, like, uncertainty about it, I think. And so I didn't even remember this. My roommate from when I was, like, 20 was like, dude, you got these postcards. You used to send them to yourself.
Really?
Send them to your kids. You put, like, unborn kids or something on it.
You put postage.
Yeah. Oh, I'd put them in the mail. They'd be from like other places I was doing comedy at or something.
Really?
And he goes, and you would just say like, "Hey kids, I didn't meet your mother in this city or whatever." Like
that's
just
insane.
saying what's up.
I did that one time for I did that once.
And wrote something to your future children?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yes, one time. But like, yeah, I did that. Did you really do that?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
It was crazy also, like, because I remember my roommate would be like,
do you have them?
I think I probably had.
Because aren't you going to?
He sent me like 9 or 10 of them.
Because then when you have a kid,
I'll give them to him.
Yeah, but was it like you were just like jokey? Like I don't know if I'm gonna meet your mother here, or was it like, hey, one day when I am a dad or when I am I hope to do like was it like what was the angle?
I think sometimes I'd put in a little joke, but it was just like, hey, unborn children.
But it was for you were being silly.
No, I was being serious.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize at the time. Like now, I have a better understanding of like how the exchange of emotions, I guess, a little bit more than it. Yeah, at the time I just didn't know. I think it went from when I was a kid. I didn't know if my parents were thinking of me or whatever, and so I was like, I want to make sure my kids know I'm thinking of them.
Dude, that's heavy.
But then I'd be like, yeah, sometimes it would be fun. I'd put something funny on there, like I didn't meet your mother, or I hope I didn't meet your mother in this town.
Yeah, you gotta throw a little. It's got heart and humor in it.
Oh yeah, sometimes we put some funny stuff in there.
Yeah, you just reminded me of this. When I was younger, like one of my first girlfriends that I like was serious with as a kid, like my first love kind of thing, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
It ended. So I thought like I was going to marry her. Like it was like we dated for years as kids. Like 15, 16 to like 20, 21, something like that.
No way.
Yeah. And so I really thought I was going to marry her. Like our families were close, and we said we were gonna, and I wanted to and stuff. It didn't end well, but so I did this thing. I wrote her a letter. When the first time I knew that I was like in love with her, it was like not that far into our relationship. Let's say a year, maybe a year or whatever. And we ended up dating like 5-6 years, something like that. And I wrote her a letter to propose to her, to tell her I wanted to marry her and like how I felt about her, and to be like, I feel this way now, and I know one day this is going to happen, but I just want to let you know that I've been feeling it from right now. And then I mailed it to myself, and it was postmarked and it was sealed.
Wow.
And so I was like, when I proposed to her one day,
I'm going to show her that.
I'm going to give her the letter and let her open it, and it's kind of the postmark date on it from all the way back then.
Oh, that's romantic.
I don't know why or how I thought of that, but I did, and I did it. And I didn't propose. I did the letter and everything. And like, 5 years later, we broke up or whatever. And, I would call it was on her. Let's just, whatever I was calling.
Yeah, it's probably on me.
I was on her. Like, it was, whatever. Like,
right. We broke up.
God bless, but we're kids. But I remember too, because it was like, oh my God, dude, it was the worst timing. It was like a little bit after like Christmas, I think, or her birthday. And I had gotten, now dude, this is oh God, what time? This was the 90s. It was like the.
Would you get a jet ski or something?
It was. No, that would be great. A jet ski. I was like 20. No, it was like the 90s. It must have been like 96, 97, maybe something like that, right?
Oh yeah.
Rent. Rent was the huge Broadway musical. It was like do you know Rent? Remember Rent?
And you were dating a woman?
No,
How do you even know who the Broadway musical was? Oh, you're from New York. I forget about this.
Right. I mean,
yeah, that makes sense.
I've been going to plays and music. No, but that's a thing, like, right?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
Rent, yes.
They have everything from like the Lion King.
You
to
got
whatever.
the golden ticket.
Yeah, that's exactly the right one. And like now, like how it's like what's the hot ticket of the president?
Oh, Hamilton.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah.
Right then, and I spent $300, and she wanted to see this thing. And I spent back then, do you know, I was 19, 20, whatever, $300. If you adjust for inflation now, it's like.
It's 1/10 of your salary.
Yeah, it was like $20,000, $30,000.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe more. And I got these things, and I surprised her with them. And it was that night. And I called her on the phone, and I said to her, I got these tickets, the Rent tickets, whatever. Like, I got these. Like, it's something she wanted to see for so long. It felt like it was like unattainable because it was so expensive.
Oh yeah! Wow.
And I remember I was like, I told her I was going to surprise her with something, and so I got ready. I like had it on a button-down shirt. Like I got like all nice because I was going to pick her up and drive there and go see Rent. And so I got all ready, and I called her, and I told her I was going to pick her, and then I told her I was like, I got tickets to see Rent. And this wasn't the only time this happened because it was like rocky toward the end, like broke up, got back, broke up, come back. But she broke up with me on the phone.
No.
The like a few hours before Rent. And I was like, I was devastated, dude. Right? This is worse than the gout, dude. And this was like the gout in my body, my whole body, like a gout heart. I had gout heart. Merch. That's a subsection of the gout merch. There's going to be a gout tab.
If you have gout in your heart, dude,
I had gout.
you are dead.
Dude, my heart needed crutches, right? Oh. And I'm bawling, crying. Oh.
And what borough were you in?
I was in Staten Island.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, and then so Rent is now at 8:00. It's like 3:30, and I was like, I spent my life savings on these tickets.
Yeah.
So, dude, I got in my old beat up car, all dressed up, and I drove to the theater crying. Oh. I paid to park. And I was
laughing about something else.
No, please. I know you would never laugh at this. And dude, but when you cry so hard that you look like you got punched in the face, dude. Like out, like my eyes were like I look like the photo of me that became a meme. Like I wasn't that heavy, but my face just blew up. Like when you cry so hard that it looks like you got straight up punched in the eyes. That's how I got out of the car. And my goal was not to see Rent. I couldn't do it. I've never seen it. I was too. I'll tell you, and I never saw Sleepless in Seattle because she ended up going on a date with a guy who took her to see Sleepless in Seattle, and it broke my heart. And so I never saw it to this day. I mean, a Nora Ephron classic. Tom Hanks, you would think I would see it. I still to this day. Now I would see it. Now it doesn't bother me, but I kind of think it's fun that I haven't.
Yes.
But I was like, how do I? So then I was like, I got to scalp these because I couldn't eat the tickets.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to go sitting there next to next to an empty seat and cry through Rent. So I'm standing outside. I'm like 19 years old. My face is puffed out the ear. I'm crying there. I'm crying trying to scalp. I had 2 Rent tickets in my hand. I was in a black button-down shirt. I was crying, and people were going into Rent, and I was like, excuse me. And let me tell you something. Those scalpers, I give them respect because people don't even want to, they don't give you the time of day. Wow. I was a young kid. I was dressed respectably. I'm right in front. I got 2 tickets in hand. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to run. It was like kryptonite. Is that something?
Sick person.
Yeah,
kryptonite.
If they were all Superman.
Yeah. And
I'm crying, and which also probably in hindsight looked really weird. Like here's a young boy crying, right
outside
in front,
of Rent,
right outside, and just saying I'll give them to you for $280 instead of $300. Like I don't even know if that was a deal or not. Right. Dude, it was so sad. And then what I ended up doing was after it was like everyone rejected me, and it was like almost going to begin.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, now I'm like, I didn't know what to do if I lost that kind of money. You know, like I was like, it would have been so sad. So I went to the box office and I pleaded with them. And I just said, I said everything. I was talking to the box office lady. She was like 80. I was like telling her my life story. I'm like, she broke up over the phone. I was like, I'm keeping this a secret, you know. Like, and she goes, all right, here's what I'll do. I'm not supposed to do this. She's like, but the next people that walk up to buy tickets, because it was sold out, she's like, I'll refer them to you, whatever. And these 2 women walked up and she referred them to me. And I don't remember exactly what I got for them. It wasn't full price. Oh. But I was able to unload those. And
did you feel any better after you sold them?
No, no, not at all. I didn't see rent. I took a hit on the money, and she was still gone.
And where'd you park?
Let me tell you something. I parked, in that area, there's a lot of parking garages nearby, so I wasn't too far, but they get you. They get you.
So I was saying,
they get you. You go to a Broadway show, it's like maybe 4 hours total. It's like $80 nowadays.
That's rent.
That's rent. Yeah, they charge.
they charge you rent to park.
Yeah, they do. It's insane. So anyway, after she broke up with me, I told her
about the letter.
About the letter.
Oh yeah, I would do that kind of stuff.
Right. Well,
just show how romantic I am.
It wasn't spiteful or anything.
No.
Like,
just like
I was like, but you don't understand. Like from 5 years ago, I thought, I can't believe this. And I guess she was. I don't remember her exact reaction. I think she was moved by it. She must have been moved by it. I have to really think on it because I know I told her, but I can't call up the moment. It's been so long since I spoke about this.
Yeah.
But check this out. I call it 3 years later. I was in the workforce now. I was out of college, so was she. I used to work at Prudential Securities. And I was at a desk, right? I had at a college, and I got an email from her, and she said, "Can you give me a call or whatever?" At her office. So I called her, and she goes, "Hey, listen, I just want you to know, there was this site called, I think it was called Daily Candy. I guess it was like a daily blog or whatever. I don't know what it was about." She said, and they were doing a contest where you submit the most, if you're married, submit your engagement story and the most romantic would win. And she goes, and so I submitted what you did
letter?
for me.
Oh.
She didn't send my letter in, but she told the whole story. But as if we got married, because you had to be the married person. So so she said, I said that I am married and this is how my husband proposed, and she won the contest. And they gave her a $5,000 shopping spree. And she called me up and said, "Do you want to split it? Do you want to do some of the shopping spree with me?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to do half the shopping spree." I was like, I don't think I wasn't like I was still like mad, but I was still hurt, And I was like, you know what it was? I was more like, that's fucked up, actually.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't experience this.
Right.
We didn't experience it.
Yeah.
Like I thought we were gonna. We didn't. And now you're profiting off of it. It's a lie, dude. I was like, you just lie. Like how? Like, wouldn't you not want to do that? Because like you broke up with me. Like, so why use that story? And she won. Wouldn't you know?
Because of your work.
Yeah, and I was like, "No, you take it," but in my head, I was like, "I think it's kind of messed up that you submitted that." At least for me to hear it, hurts a little bit.
Oh,
but that's a letter I wrote to the future. I know you
were romantic. You're a romantic, Sal.
I was a very
Salvatore. How can you not be romantic with that name?
Salvatore.
God, it's romantic. Yeah. Is y'all's family full Italian?
Half.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad is Italian. My mom is Puerto Rican and Cuban.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to add this in there, but it looks like you spent about the equivalent of $720 in 2024.
Yeah, maybe just pull that chart up.
You adjusted?
Let's adjust the value of the rent tickets and your love at the time. 1990? When was it, 90?
It was 90. I'm going to call it 96.
Okay. $300, and then now $600. Yep.
It's not chump change, man. And then how much was $5,000? I guess double, right? Be 10,000.
Yep.
Right, the shopping spree she won. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's basically going to keep the same, right?
Yeah, even if it was 2 or 3 years later, yeah, pretty close.
So we're double. We're basically 28 years later. We are double.
Wow.
We doubled up.
I remember like I broke up with my girlfriend, and then I tried to learn like she was like learning French or something, so I tried to learn French in like 3 weeks or whatever. Yeah. And like,
how'd you do that? Rosetta Stone or like?
I got a book or something. It was like
just like French.
Merle's French or something. And so I start learning, and my parents like, "What are you doing?" Like
you just learn individual words. That's not teaching you syntax or anything, is it? It's not teaching you like grammar.
Look, homie, I was crying in my backyard smoking Newports. Okay, I wasn't.
Just like. We like just like I couldn't think of another French word, but like you're like baguette. You end up going to her and be like, I learned French, like baguette.
Napoleon. But definitely I like bonsoir. Like
how old were you?
I get 24.
I love that. I love the idea like this will get her back.
Oh, that's what I thought.
I just dropped some Pepe Le Pew on that ass.
That's what I thought. I made up like this story about us going like sailing or something. I made this like little sailboat. Like, dude, it was the whole thing was.
Wait, how old are you?
10.
You're 20 something? A story about you guys sailing.
Who knows, dude? I don't remember what happened, dude. There was a lot of different things going on in the area at the time, but I do remember. Oh, this is so good. G-A-Y. I don't want to say it. But because actually gay dudes don't even do that kind of shit. This is like kind of Shakespearean sadness. But then I remember, dude, I hitchhiked. So I went to a sailing thing in Biloxi, Mississippi, right? And my ex-girlfriend had moved up to Charleston, South Carolina. And when I'm there, there's some guys that were there who were from the sailing team at College of Charleston. So I told my friend who I went there with, I was like, these guys said they'll give me a ride to Charleston. I'm going to roll with them, right? And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah. She's like, we're in Biloxi. She's like, it's like a 10-hour drive. I was like, I know, but I got to.
Wait, so you hitched a ride to Biloxi?
I hitched a
via
ride.
Charleston sailors.
I hitched a ride to Charleston from Biloxi.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I met.
Right.
So in Biloxi, I meet some people that are sailing from Charleston. I hitch a ride back to Charleston with these guys that I met.
You're like the mom in Home Alone, like driving with John Candy in the polka dot. You're like, I gotta get there.
I gotta see my son, bro. We pull up there like 1 a.m. probably into Charleston. I knew her, my ex-girlfriend. This is, I think, a crime, but I knew where she lived. I go to her place. I'm on the porch of her home petting somebody's cat out there. And thank God a floodlight came on and kind of like knocked me into my senses. I wasn't going to go inside or anything. I was just like seeing where she lived. Which sounds
she doesn't know you were there?
I don't know if she
knows. You didn't announce yourself?
It was 1 a.m.
But wait. Then did you make a U-turn? You saw her the next day?
I went back to those guys' place and crashed on their couch for a couple days, and then she and I finally met up like a week later. She did not want to see me.
Okay, but your intention was to see her, and you saw her.
I saw her a week later.
So you posted
at the time.
Up?
I was just I guess I was just.
You posted up in Charleston for like.
I ended up staying there for like 6 months. So then we kind of fell out of each other, and then I had And
then you just lived in Charleston.
Yeah, I had a great time. Loved it there.
Did you really? Though?
Yeah. I think I stayed there for a year.
Are you like a nomad? You roam from place to place in search of food and water?
I could have at the time. And then once podcasting started, I had to be in a place that it had to be more substantial.
But wait,
before
my math is off? Once podcasting, but you pre-podcast, you felt like you could
be wherever.
You could wherever you set your bags down.
Yeah, I
could never do that.
Really?
No, I'm the opposite, man. I wish I could. I go on vacation.
Yeah,
that's about it. I can't. I don't know, man. I'm so rooted, and it's something I'm working on in therapy. I have attachments. I have I don't know. I don't like change, and I have attachments and stuff, and I just can't pick up and leave like that. I can't relocate. I feel like anchored to where I'm from, I don't know if it's a good thing,
I don't know if it's a bad thing though.
Yeah.
To know, it's like, because you have so much joy and love there. Sometimes you can go to another place and I don't know. And also at the time I was younger, it was easier to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true for sure. Do you remember your first girlfriend, like a kid? No, I guess not a kid.
Oh yeah.
Well, but yeah, my first real girlfriend wasn't till 15. But I remember like being a little kid. I remember I used to live in these garden apartments, right? And so from grammar school, that kind of age. Like, so I was little, like from 0 to whatever, like 10, and it was in its own complex. So all the kids from all the buildings, we all grew up together, and we were there young enough so that we were allowed to be, because all the buildings were surrounded like a courtyard, parking lot, pool, in the middle. And so our parents were like, you can hang out anywhere in the property. You can't go out of the property, which was kind of cool because we had more autonomy than we should have at that age.
Because you were kind of caged in.
Right. But then, so it's kind of cool. But we all grew up together there. And I must have been, I'll call it like fifth grade maybe.
Yeah.
And it was summer.
Yeah.
And we had a pool area there for the residents, right? And I remember it was just one of those summers where we were talking about before how when you were a kid, time went so slow, which I wanted to touch on that because I have a theory about that. Because if you took away your phone and your internet and your car, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't have a job, and then you just had to find time in the day, you basically reduce yourself to the options you had then. I think that we could slow time in a way. You know what I mean? Time it only gets faster and faster. It's burning for me right now. But get up at 8, go outside, come back in at 6.
Yeah.
And then see how long the days feel. And I've been having such a hard time with how fast I think life is going right now, especially because I hit an age where for the first time I see I look older. It's the first time it registered with me. You feel it until you feel it, and then it's too late.
Yeah.
And then my parents, I see them, and so for me right now, I'm going through that, really, I'm having that existential thing going on. And so I've been given this thought, and I was like, why did time feel so slow back then? And I thought through it. I I'm daydreaming, but I'm literally I want to just do a thing where I just go stop working, and then just don't use the internet. And I just want to get up and go out and just spend my days like I was if I was a kid. Try that for a month and just see if it feels like everything just slows down.
Yeah.
And what that does to my psyche and my day to day. And, I really want to but anyway, I really do feel it was I remember just being you came back at 6 o'clock. It felt like you went on a pilgrimage, and that was daily. You know what I mean? And you really are much more in touch with yourself. And you're really spending this quality time with these kids all day long. And it's just I don't know, man. It just was
oh, things had more value then for sure because you did them. You experienced them. Now we consume so many experiences and just have less of them, I think. And to the point that
everything's on to the, it's just buzz, but next thing, a point, record this, that, and it's just nonstop,
Oh, the times where you would sit, I remember just laying in my bed, just thinking about a girl or something that didn't even exist.
Thinking.
Yes.
Yeah, just laying there thinking.
Yeah, no, name 30 people that are thinking.
Right. Right now.
Yeah,
it's probably not.
Oh, nobody.
I don't think anyone is really.
Everybody is reacting.
Just sitting down thinking?
Yeah.
I daydream about I just want to move to the country. Not even a remote part. I want a porch, and I want to sit on the porch all day long and think. That's what I want to do. I swear to God, dude, I've come this close to almost doing that and just leaving this life, this career life, you know what I mean? Or just dude, or just at least going 6 months on, 6 months off.
Yeah.
I grew up
really
in the
think
city.
You could?
I don't know, but I'm romanticizing it right now.
Yeah.
I grew up in the city, and I have 6 jobs. It's a hustle. If you hustle, you have to hustle, or you know what I mean. It's just I don't know. I'm just so tired of even when I do allow myself, all right, the afternoon, the morning, I'm not gonna look at my phone, or if I let's say I go away on vacation. If I do, and it's 3 or 4 days, and I'm I want to stay off the grid. I have this anxiety of all the things that people are waiting on answers for that are piling up.
Yeah.
That's what might be important, or like, God forbid, someone needs my help, or like, you know, whatever. And that when I get back, I think about the hole I'm gonna have to dig out that because it's piling up, and I can't even enjoy the off the grit days because I'm like, I'm gonna get slaughtered if I don't at least mitigate it a little while I'm on vacation.
Right.
When I come back, I can't dig out of it, dude. I don't know how you are, but right now, look how many text messages I have unanswered right there.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane. Look at the missed
many.
calls.
Oh my God.
I can't live like this, man.
Who are you, dude?
I don't know. Dude. You got that too, right? I
Huh?
mean, you can't possibly.
I just changed my number, dude.
Yeah, I know because I
Oh,
was
yeah, you
texting
didn't have
you,
it.
and I was like,
Sorry.
"Oh shit, Theo ain't getting back to me." Then I realized.
The other day, here's the worst part. Some kid the other day sends a thing. I guess he got my phone number, right?
Okay.
So he's like, some guy from Berlin or somewhere, some other country, maybe Africa. He gets my number. And he's like, I got a burner phone for 3 weeks. It must be Theo Vaughn's phone number. He's like, so far I've talked to MGK and Jordan Peterson. That's what he said.
Because people were texting him.
Texting him, he just thought it was still me.
No shit, dude.
I just forgot to. I literally told probably 15 people closest in my life, and then I was like, I'm gonna shut my life down,
did.
bro. I just couldn't handle anything anymore.
I so understand, dude. Because you know, I will tell you though, because when I went to text you last, I like, you know, whenever it was, like a couple months ago, whatever. What it was there was the last time I texted you. And I guess in the interim, you had, and I looked at it, and it was a voice note, and I was like, oh, and I played. It was a while back, but I played it, and it was like this voice note I left you that was like kind of like it was like not sentimental, but it was like
Nice message.
it was like a message, like kind of like the one you left me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about you. I just, you know, I hope you're doing well, man. Like, I'm always like, you know, I know you're always on the go. Like, it was like a, you know, whole, and I listened to it and I started cracking up because I was like, I forgot, but I was like, you didn't even answer that. You know, like, I was like, no, but I'm like, but not because you didn't answer, because I was like, look, I haven't answered 200, you know what I mean? But I was like, oh shit, dude, that's like so funny. I got to tell him that. And then when you change your number, I was like, oh, he never probably even got it.
Never got it.
Yeah, but it's all right.
Yeah, that's
Just
the worst part.
World, the world knows I left. I left it. I left that message.
Thanks,
Just
man.
So now you know. Yeah.
Some kid in Berlin is probably decoding it right now.
Dude. No, but what was I say? So, no. So I lived in this compound, right? So that summer, everybody had like crushes and was getting girlfriends and stuff.
Oh,
like all my friends,
pressure suddenly.
yeah, like, and that's that young kind of like Sandlot kind of thing, kind of.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's-
you'd hear like Samantha likes Randy. First of all, I didn't know who Samantha was,
Right.
and I didn't know who fucking Randy was.
right. And when I found out, I can tell you right now, Randy didn't deserve Samantha.
Yeah, I'll tell you that
Why I
easily.
deserve Samantha. You know what I mean?
But even if I didn't even know who they were, if I just heard that sentence, Samantha likes Randy, I was like, oh my God,
I know.
dude. We got to get somebody to like
felt
us.
left out.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt so left out. And so
Ugh.
I got to the point where I went up and it was midday. The pool's open all day. It's midday. And I just felt like I was trying, I was like, midday. I went up and I was like sad. And my mom was like, what's the matter? I'm not sure what grade I was in. It was probably about fourth or fifth. And I actually was like, everybody's got girlfriends. Like, nobody likes me. I was like crying and stuff.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, what's the matter? I'm like, no, everybody has a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend or whatever. I'll never forget what my mom did. She's so sweet. I got to remind her of this. I don't know if she even knows this or remembers this. So I was crying. So she comforted me and she's like, you can get a girlfriend too. You just didn't meet the right girl yet or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but I was naming people like Matt has a girlfriend. Jason has a girlfriend. And I'm like, they're out there like, and nobody likes me. And she's like, you can get a girlfriend. She's like, we're going to get you a girlfriend. So she makes me put on a nice outfit. Right then, in the middle of the day in the summer, that day when I went, I remember what I put on. I put on these dark gray jeans.
Yeah.
Capizio. There's black leather shoes that Michael Jackson used to wear.
Capizios?
I think they were called Capizios.
Bring them up.
Bring them up. And I got those because I was obsessed with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So I had Capizios. These were like special date, like Easter shoes.
Yeah.
So I put on my Easter Capizios. I put on like dark gray, and I put on this like mock white, like cream turtleneck kind of shirt.
Oh my God, this gets worse, huh?
Yeah.
But also better.
Yeah. So, and then I put jewelry on, you know.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
I didn't really have jewelry. And so my mom gave me like a gold chain of hers.
Yeah.
And I put on my mom's gold chain, and she She's like, you're going to go out. You're going to dress up. So I put on this outfit. I put on her gold chain. She sprays me with her perfume because I didn't have cologne. She's like, little cologne. And she's like, look, it's like cologne. Yeah. And she like put on whatever she had. I don't know. I guess I was wearing like Chanel or whatever the hell. I don't even know what it was. And she gave me $5. And she's like, when the ice cream man comes, you just go up to a girl that you like, ask if you want to buy her ice cream or whatever like that. And my mom sent me out. And I went out with like women's cologne, my mom's chain, $5 and Capizios. And I was like just circling the pool area, like looking for a girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so romantic. And that's how you ended up being a pimp, basically.
Yeah, that's basically how I ended up being, a pimp, yeah.
Gosh, dude, that's so romantic.
I ended up buying 5 girls, 5 ice creams, and then they were in my stable after that. I whip them with the cheese. No, it's pretty sad now that I think about it.
Yeah, but it's real. What a beautiful
sweet
about
thing.
it.
The mom is beautiful. That's beautiful.
Great choice.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It is beautiful. But I really felt sad then. That was like the foreshadowing of like the feeling I had with the rent.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I don't know. My best friend got all the girls when we were like kids or whatever. So I'd always be like running the notes for him and that sort of guy, you know.
But you are popular with the ladies.
I started getting dates probably later in high school.
Yeah.
You know, I got a girlfriend pretty quick.
Yeah.
But then I always kind of felt, you always kind of feel a certain way, though. I was kind of too sentimental, I think, at times and shit. I don't know.
But you don't think like girls didn't like respond to you have a gentle way about you?
Nope.
No.
They weren't into that, really. They would like a tougher guy, you know. It was just like young Southern kind of, you know. There wasn't a lot of like, you know, there was like the drama, you know. There was like, yeah, it was just, you know, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't like, I mean, I remember when I was younger, they locked me in this room with this girl. She had a chipped tooth pretty badly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had that Lloyd Christmas a little bit.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
It's a lot for a kid.
That's bad. I chipped my tooth on a Miller High Life once, making a joke. I went to take a swig on it for comedic effect, and I hit it, and I chipped my tooth. I chipped like, I would call it less than 5%.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, that's the only thing I looked at when I looked at my face for a decade after that. So a third.
Dude, I remember one time somebody came in the room. I think I was either jerking off or just pretending I was jerking off, right? Mm. And I went like that and chipped my own tooth.
What room?
Huh?
What room?
A room?
A room in your home or a room in like school? What do you mean?
No. Yeah, room? A room in a home, my home or somebody else's home.
Okay.
And
that's fascinating. If you felt comfortable enough to masturbate in someone else's home.
I went like that, and then fucking so now.
Were you chipped on your dick?
Oh,
where did you chip it on?
I just chipped on my bottom tooth. Just I just like
your tooth chipped your own tooth.
Yeah, I was so.
Oh my god, it's like a civil war in your mouth.
Yeah, and then I like, you know, I was like, you know.
Did you stay the course?
No way, dude. I'm not crazy. You think I'm jerking off with a chipped tooth?
No,
like,
that would be crazy. It's just the fact that you were in someone else's house.
Like I'm some kind of homeless person. Hell no, dude. I only jerk myself off if I have a fucking.
You weren't good enough for yourself after you chipped it.
No, I'm like, I ain't jerking off.
You do it feverishly then, yeah.
This guy with a chipped tooth.
You're a spirited masturbator then.
I don't know.
You're chipping teeth.
Oh, that's it. Well, I think I was just I was like so shocked that somebody had come in the room, you know. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I've chipped my teeth a lot over the years.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the microphone, you hit those a lot.
Oh, I hate that.
And that'll bounce them. That. And people can hear that too, and they're all like,
I've done it. I haven't chipped, but I've done it. And every time I hit it, I go, oh no. And I feel it right there because I'm like, please, no. But wait, so what happened with the girl? It's the 1/3.
Yeah, people locked us in a room and made us kiss each other or whatever when we were kids. I don't remember if we kissed or not. I think we did.
People?
Though. Like neighbors, other kids, you know.
Oh, other kids. Because I was going to say, this is bordering on something that sounds not good.
Yeah, you know, it was on the up and up. No, nothing like sexual, just like they, you know, you better get in there and kiss, you little queers or whatever they would call us. Right. You know, and then we had another family, this Protestant.
But she was a girl.
Oh, yeah, she was a girl. And
they still called you queers.
And her brother.
Guess that's a tough town.
Yeah, it was just, and she had a short haircut too.
Okay. And you had a long one.
Yeah, and people were like.
Now it's making sense now.
Yeah. Like, you gay kids better get in there, you know? But, And then what else was there? Any good love stories and everybody? We had a lady that would always be drunk, and her husband, I think, was gone or missing or whatever, and she would like be just drinking and laying on her Corvette, just like.
This was an older lady, like a Miss Robinson type of deal?
Yeah, trying to be like all sexy
neighborhood
out there.
old lady.
Like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like this vet. She would just be saying that to nobody. And we're like, what is this lady doing, dude? And she was like, I think kind of a tramp or whatever. But then we had this other guy. He was kind of like a homoerotic kid or whatever. And he might have been like a young man, but he would always like.
It was unclear.
We would do like the Navy in his. They had like a big bathtub, and he would have us pretend like we're in the Navy or whatever, and like swim around in his tub or whatever. But he wouldn't do anything to us. He was just like an older kid, and he had like used hairspray and stuff. So he was like, I think he didn't know that if he was gay or not, but he was gay, you know. And he would have us do the Navy or whatever at his house.
How do you do the Navy?
Huh?
How do you do the Navy?
You just swim until somebody yells and fucking throws something at you.
How many kids were in the tub?
Probably 3 kids.
Did you? And were you clothed?
I mean, it was bumper to bumper in there. There's not a lot of room in a tub, you know. I think we had our underpants on. Or
it was submarine. It was like a submarine.
Yeah. It was like
tight.
Yeah, it was like buds or whatever. I don't know what that thing is that guys go through, but yeah, a lot of just
some Navy action.
Yeah, just kids being just like when you're at home during the sun, just like a lot of that summertime stuff. Like, what are we gonna do all day? And then other kids' parents are going to end up doing, just being around like. The days would get so long because then you'd have a friend that went to summer camp and you didn't go to summer camp. So you would just be literally laying face down on the sofa at home.
Yeah.
The TV's going.
Yeah.
And you have nothing but just
nothing. Dude.
Nothing.
I remember we used to play like, we called it Manhunt. Mm-hmm. You know what that is?
I don't know. It sounds like the Navy that I was in. Though.
Yeah. It was like outside, like almost like tag, like teams of. Whatever, it's just 5 kids and 5 kids, right?
Yeah.
And so basically one team goes out and hides, and the other team is its job to capture all of them. And there was like, a home base, and there was like where they locked you up. And so we would have the whole apartment complex. And there was hills and there was some things in it. So we would go out and play Manhunt all day. And it was so intense that like, there was a time where like we split up and used to hide. I got so into it. I used to put like on camouflage, and I used to like burrow under bushes. And
really?
Yeah, we got that intense with it.
You think that perfume would give you away?
Absolutely, yeah. It's like, there he is. I smell lilac. I remember one time I went under this bush up on this little like hill, and I mean, if you could find a good spot, great. And you stayed there, and you would hear. Yeah. Like you would hear like screaming and running, like and you would, he's getting caught, and then you would have to come out, and if they were in the jail, if you got there and tagged them, you would free them again. Oh. But if you got caught, like now it's high stakes, right? Because if you, let's say three people, your friends are POWs, right? And now you got to go now there's 5 people still searching for only 2 of you, and like now they got people guarding the jail. So they're hunting you down, and now you got to get past that guy who's already guarding it. And then once he yells, it's a swarm. So it's like really like you had to get strategy with it, Yeah. So I would commit to it. So one time I dug under. I went under a bush, dude, and I put like dirt. I was like, and I was looking, and 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour was easy. I'm talking like 2+ hours.
Wow.
And I stopped hearing everybody. And like I was like, do I come out? Like I don't like, this is a great spot.
Come out,
it was. I swear to God, it was getting dark out, and that's what I was like. I don't hear anybody. It's getting dark. Like, and so I came out. It was like 2.5 hours. I was under there. Talk about who has the time to lay in the dirt for 2.5 hours just to play a game. Yeah. This is what I want to go back to. Yes. But I came out and I start looking for them, and I can't even find them, dude. Yeah. And we lived in this apartment, and I lived on the 2nd floor. My friend lived on the 1st floor, and I said, I'm just gonna go home. And I start to go home, and I hear people. I hear people, and they're all singing "Happy Birthday." And I hear and it's coming from the 1st floor of my friend's house, one of my best friend's house that lives there. All the windows are open. I'm like, what the hell? And I look in. Everybody's in there for a birthday party.
Oh.
Just having a birthday party. They're already at the cake. They're already at the cake. And I was just in the dirt for 2.5 hours, just like hoping not to get caught by these.
And the crazy part was there was nobody to tell that story to. It's just like you get inside. It's like, do you want some cake?
Yeah, it's like, guys, like you usually are like, all right, we're calling it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
A lot of bad intel. It was a different time.
Yeah, dude. It was like, I mean, I had nothing. We used to come home. One time I moved in with my grandparents when I was around just after fifth grade. And I moved in with my grandparents, and then I moved away from those people. And they didn't live in the best neighborhood, so we weren't really allowed to go outside. It was like a really bad neighborhood. Like you would hear like gunshots and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like just in the summer, we didn't have air conditioning, so like we had all the windows open, and you just hear like pop, 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 pop. Like it was normal. But my grandparents lived there for like 50, 60 years, you know? And so we lived downstairs for them for a bit when we were trying to get our footing or whatever. And I had nobody. It was just me and my sister, right? So I'd get home from school and like I had nothing, I just would like whatever. Like that's why I was beating Mike Tyson, like with one hand behind my back. But I remember one time I was like, maybe I'll get a pet. So I don't know if you ever had these county, like these fairs or these festivals at your school.
Yeah.
You ever have those? Like
we did.
They would like come like
confetti eggs and stuff. We would have different things.
Like they would come like carny. Like they would open up it was like a Ferris wheel and like they would come for like a few days, like a mini little. What do you call them? Like not carnival, but like a like a fair. A fair.
Yeah, we just had a carny in here actually, which was pretty cool. But we had fairs too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I can't never tell if you're joking.
Oh, we had a carny in here.
You said that.
We had a carny.
How did you?
We had a carny in here actually.
How'd you book one?
We just searched for him. We searched for him. We found a decent guy. But but they had fairs too. Yeah, we had. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So we had these fairs.
You had it would come to your school.
Yeah, they would post up in the parking lot, and it was also a way for the school to raise money because it would also be like casino night at the church.
Oh,
so like the parents they would get so it was like. But they had those games that I would come home with like a stuffed animal, whatever. And they had this thing where you threw a ping pong ball in goldfish in these little, there was like maybe a grid, like 20 by 20 grid of these little bowls with goldfish in them. Mm-hmm. And then it was like 50 cents. You threw a ball. If a ping pong ball landed in the thing, they bagged up the goldfish for you.
And they gave it to you.
Yeah, they shouldn't be doing that. I mean, if you think people don't give goldfish any respect at all. Like they're just as good as nothing. Yeah. They're like ants. Like, it's not fair. People eat them and throw them back up like Steve. But goldfish get a really bad. They're really born into a bad life if you think about it. They don't have a memory. They don't. A lot of them are used just to feed other fish.
It's almost sex trafficked, almost in a way.
It's really
but
bad.
No sex, yeah.
Yes, and if you're a goldfish, I mean, I don't know, man. A goldfish is a terrible life. You get split from your family. Mm-hmm.
You don't even know who your family is.
You don't know who your family is. You get immediately you either live alone for your whole life, or you get thrown in with people you don't want to be with.
Yeah.
And then you usually die of an infection. Your eye has a big freaking like cotton ball on it or something like that. And you die slow.
Yeah.
Nobody knew how to reverse a goldfish death when I was young. You got it, and then when it started to die, you're like, oh, there's the white stuff. Couple weeks now, he's got a couple, and then like you just watch. You'd still feed him, and you just watch him with like one flip, or you'd stare at this thing looking at you like I have been dying for 2 weeks. So as a matter of fact. I got it. So I would get them and bring them home and like, oh, this is going to be like past the time. I have something to take care of now.
Yeah.
My mom never knew. I never got the setup. She never got me a tank, a filtration system.
No.
I didn't know you needed a filtration
system.
I did not know. Because when you threw the ball in the thing, there was no filtration and they just threw them in that water. Well, that water has to be cycled and filtered, whatever. Those are all goners in there. If the ping pong ball don't hit, they're dying anyway, right? It's like a kill shelter basically for fish, right? And so I would bring them home and I would put them in a salad bowl. I just fill up tap water, throw them in a salad bowl. I'm like, this is like the
Italians think you can solve anything with throwing it in a salad bowl, dude.
Dude, I was like, this is as big as this is 8 times bigger than where he came from. He's like the Jeffersons right now. He's moving on up this thing. I'm in a big salad bowl, right?
Yeah.
And I would just bread. It was white bread. I would just put white bread in there, and I was like,
what the?
because
fuck,
I'm a
dude?
kid.
What are you making, a sandwich?
Dude, when we were a kid and we went fishing at the lake, we would ball up Wonder Bread till it became like a ball.
Oh yeah, a little nugget and put it in.
And then put it on the hook, and we did it with Wonder Bread. So I would just feed it Wonder Bread, and it wasn't until way after that I realized like the fish would eat, like I would break it and throw it in chunks, and it would suck it right in and then shoot it right back out. Some of them wouldn't come back out, but most of them would shoot back out.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I just was like, he's full.
Yeah.
But I guess he just didn't want white
I don't
bread.
think they can take it in.
Yeah. So they would always die.
Oh.
So I felt so bad. So then I realized one day, like I was like, the fish store, because there was a fish store near my cousin's house that we used to. It was on the same square block. We weren't allowed to cross the street, so we can go to the fish store without crossing the street. So one day I'm in there and I'm like, oh, there's these bubbles. Like I don't have that. I got to get bubbles.
Yeah.
So one time I went in and I brought a fish home. My mom wasn't home from work yet, and I was like, I don't want this fish to die, and so I took a straw.
Yeah.
And I put it in the fish bowl, in the salad bowl, and I blew into the salad bowl to keep the fish alive. I blew bubbles for 3 hours until she got home at 6 o'clock. Thing was dead that night. I'm blowing carbon dioxide directly into the thing. I literally poisoned the fish. I'm sitting there going, and I named him Harry. And I remember because I named every fish and they all died very quickly.
Yeah.
And so here I am 3 hours blowing with a straw, and I just thought the bubbles did it. So finally, when I got older, my niece won a fish and she brought it home. Or maybe my little sister or my niece won a fish, brought it home.
And was it beautiful? Was it big?
It was little. It was a little, right? But I was like, I'm not letting this happen to this fish. I was like,
Right. This is going to be different.
I was like 20. I was like probably like 23, 24.
Right. Who am I if I continue to let this happen?
Went right to the store, bought the whole setup. I came home, rocks, like coral, fake coral.
Yeah, castle, a little DMV in there.
I had the treasure chest and like a little DMV kind of thing.
Little perk dealer.
Yeah. I got all that. I had the whole neighborhood in there, right? Yeah. All the people in the neighborhood. But I had all the accoutrement. And I got into it. You buy the rocks. I don't know if you ever had a fish, but then you have to you roll the rocks through a strainer because the dye has to come off a little bit.
Oh, no.
And then you put them in there and you have to, I got so into this. I bought medicine, food. I bought all I would do the water. I would test it, the pH, put all the, I would, what do you call it? I would, condition the water.
Oh, yeah.
And I took this fish and I had it for 6 or 7 years.
No
right?
way.
And the fish became like this big. And I don't know if it's a thing, but I would just feed the fish. I would put my hand and the fish would eat out of my hand. That might be one any of them do, but it really felt like we had something.
Yeah.
Like if I put my hand there, he didn't jolt away.
Right.
He would just go, he would go in my hand and just stay there.
Oh.
And so
Yeah,
7
you don't
years.
see a lot of that.
You don't see that now these days with goldfish with people like that, right? Anyway, one day he died or whatever. And I honestly think he was murdered. I really do. I'm not making a joke. I know it sounds like I am. I think that it was I think maybe got murdered out of spite from somebody in my house. I think, or a friend, because I had just cleaned the fish tank. He was in perfect health. I just did a full fish tank cleaning. You did it every 3 weeks. I mean, I dumped it out. I put him in another bucket.
Yeah.
You have to do this whole thing. You put half of the water in the bucket with him because you want it to stay the ecosystem, that water.
Oh yeah, it's like FEMA or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I was basically like Red Cross. Right?
Yeah, my cousin worked for FEMA for a while. They had to do all that shit. He'd be fucking putting wet people in shoe boxes for 2 hours while they fucking vacuum out there.
I was FEMAing it up, and I put it in. I tested everything. I mean, I had this thing that was science thing with 7 years, right? And it looked beautiful too. It flourished, right? Then the next day he was in the clean water, just dead, just not even a slow death, just dead.
Yeah.
I suspect foul play.
Yeah.
But this fish moved with me to 3 different locations.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm in the 3rd location that I've owned this fish in 7 years, and that's where he died. And it was a summer, and I felt guilty. I didn't want to flush the fish. It just felt disrespectful. 7 years. I'm gonna
And the pipes too. Are you in New York at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to put the fish that I called my friend where people shit.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Hey, fish, I love you. Yeah.
That's nothing. People just flush the goldfish when they
Yeah.
die. It's so disrespectful. They have no platform, no voice. Anyway, I didn't want
You're right. They don't.
They don't. People don't get. I didn't want to. So I'm gonna bury it in the yard.
Yeah.
And it was a summer, and I just didn't want to bury it because I felt like it was gonna stink and decompose and stuff. Maybe be dug up by like a raccoon. And so I was like, I have to wait till cooler weather. And so I
Put it in the freezer?
I did.
Wow.
Did I tell you this story?
No.
Because I told it before. But
I was thinking, what would somebody do?
I put it in tin foil, and I put it in my freezer.
Yeah.
And, I kind of half and half. Half was I forgot about it. And like maybe I missed a cycle.
Or maybe you don't want to remember because it's painful too. Sometimes your brain will hide information.
Yeah, like I had to unearth it in therapy or something. But one thing led to another. And a few warm seasons passed, and I still hadn't done it. And then it got to the point where I was like, I don't know, I just felt bad. I was like, whenever I just felt bad. And then I moved.
It could have been toxic shock syndrome or something. A lot of animals, if they move too many times, they get really sick.
Yeah, well, I mean, not to worry about that with him because he was dead. Oh, another thing was I thought that they had only died when I was like, it's bad luck to name him. So I had this fish in 7 years, I didn't name him.
Oh, that would
Just
kill
called him
anyone.
I called him Fish. It was fine. He didn't care. And I moved, and then I moved. I took the stuff from my fridge and freezer with me. It's not like I'm going to throw stuff out. I took them. I moved again. So I moved from
And what kind of
that
compartment
house-
is he in? Are you keeping him in a little bowl or a little bag with water in it?
It's tinfoil.
Okay.
He's not in water. And so the place I had him,
So you just have like a couple grams of a fish rolled up in tinfoil?
it's like this big of a fish. And it's in my freezer right now. He's in my freezer
Like a
right now.
sakale, I guess.
He's in my freezer right now. And
Is he really?
it has been, since he died, it has been 2010. It's been about 12 years
Ooh.
since he's died. And I moved into the house 2010 that he died in. And then when I moved to my next house in 2015, he was already dead. So he died somewhere between 2010 and 15, like 2012, 2013. The fish is frozen in my freezer right this very, very second.
Wow, still today.
Today, 12 years, I have a frozen fish in there. I've told the story on my podcast, and people started sending me fish coffins, little fish coffins. And I was going to actually have a funeral for him.
Yeah.
I was literally going to, because I told him on my pod years ago, and so people started sending them in, and we were going to do like a Patreon funeral for him.
Oh, man.
But he's in, and then you know what? I ended up taking him. I hadn't done it, but we talked about it, so I got him out of I used to film it at my house. So I got him out of the freezer and I opened it.
No way.
Yeah,
On
I was
camera?
scared. I did. Yeah, I opened. He's still there. I put him back in, but I was scared to do it.
Did he have any, how did he look?
It wasn't good. He was still whole.
Yeah.
But he was, very, very, very light gold.
Yeah.
If there was even it was a gradient. It was maybe like a 10% gold.
Zirconium, maybe?
Yeah, it was like whitish. It might have been
Right.
close to white, which is a hint of gold. And his eyes.
It was like the cheapest high school ring you could get.
exactly right. Yeah, yeah,
That was.
yeah.
It was
like he turned.
local gold or whatever.
Yeah.
It would have like a term. They'd be like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
special zone, like mountain gold or something. You'd be
Yeah,
like, that's
just
a
something
unique.
they tried to sell you on.
Yeah.
yeah, that turned. And his eyes, they were like not there. Which was he had like the sockets, but the balls, they were kind of not there. I don't know what happens to balls when you freeze them over time if you're a goldfish.
Well, I'll say this. We had a guy named Max Moore on, and he runs the Cryonics Institute, which is where they freeze people in Arizona. And
how was that conversation?
It was interesting. I don't know if it's a scam or not. I believe that in theory it's a good idea.
I really wonder about that. I really do.
But they keep bodies in like these big vats of nitrogen, and they just keep them at really low temperatures in the hopes that one day they'll be able to
Yeah, like Walt Disney and Carl Yastrzemski, right?
like start them back up.
Yeah. That's wild, though. Would you do it? I mean,
I
some
think
people
I
are like
would.
it's all the same. You're gone. You're gone. Why not put it in there and see if I've had this conversation because like, what do you want to wake up to? Like, let's say in 300 years they can bring you back because it's like they find the technology's there and then
Yeah,
you
like
come out-
Prize Picks
you know
brings you
no
back
one.
or something with DraftKings.
no one.
It's
you
like
know nothing of that world.
It's like, you're just like this draft is brought to you by Prize Picks, and you're just drafting you back into time. Bro, that's definitely going to be what it's like when you think about it in the future. You're going to be able to create your own player like you can do on video games, but out of DNA that's actually in labs. You're going to be able to create your own like player that will play in like some special gym universe somewhere, and that will actually eventually go onto the court and play. Like that's going to be a real thing people can do.
I have my DNA and sperm.
You do?
Stored, yeah. And I just did the 23andMe premium package.
Really? What did it? What all? And how?
I mailed it out. I mailed it out 10 days ago. It's like 5 to 6 weeks. It comes out. I've always, dude, 20 years ago, I've always been like, I need to know as far back as I can go. I need to. Like, it's so fascinating to me.
Oh, yeah.
I've asked to be on that show,
with histories.
It's like, hey, this is where you're from. There's two of them. Like one's a PBS version and one's like and it's just like where you came, whatever it's called. I've been asking them for years because they do all the legwork.
The black people one's always just Chicago. It's like, you're from Chicago. You're like, that's not fair. That's crazy.
There's been some crazy ones though. Like I've seen people go on there like celebrities and then realize that they came from like really bad people.
Yeah, I've seen that, dude. I did my 23. I was like 40% Thousand Island dressing, I feel like.
They're all the Thousand
That's
Islands.
a term? I don't know. That dressing went downhill, didn't it?
Yeah, I never liked it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's doing too much. It's also a mystery to me. It's like kind of like orange, right?
Yeah, it's like an orangey mayonnaise. It kind of feels
like
mayonnaise.
I don't like a mayonetic base. I don't like it. But you did do it or no, you didn't do it?
French dressing was big, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't hear much about French dressing anymore. Everything's a vinaigrette now.
Yeah, it's vinaigrette, it's ranch, or it's blue cheese.
Ranch never lost. Blue cheese, yeah. I don't like ranch either.
French was very scary to be a child, and they would have French.
No,
and you were like,
no, thank you.
It was orange, right?
Yeah, no, I don't. Oh, no, orange was Thousand Island.
But there was a really fine orange one.
Wasn't French no, that was the Italian one. Was like the oil bait. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there it is. No, I wouldn't fuck with French.
Yeah, French was very.
It doesn't
shocking.
look appealing.
No,
I'm not a big salad dressing guy. I'll do a little red wine vinegar. I just stick to that. But
Yeah.
I'll eat some blue cheese. But what the hell is that? Did you really do the 23andMe or not?
yeah.
So what did you? No, because I did this one now where you could like find out. You can go back, like it says, like hundreds of years. Like they tell you, like,
Really?
I read a review where the guy was like, I found out that like my great. I'm not joking, and I was like, he's like, I found out like my great grandfather died by an arrow. That's the kind of detail he got. I don't know how. But I read it and I was like, hell yes, I want to know all of this.
Yeah.
You know, I can't wait for the results to come back. I can't wait.
And yeah,
I've done ancestry. I know my breakdown, but I didn't do it where it's like genetic testing. I did that, traits, predispositions, everything. Like if you're a night person, what stuff you should eat and not eat, and then as much history of your family tree as possible.
Do you think you want to know all that? I guess sometimes I
really
like a mystery.
do.
Yeah,
I really do. Well, I've lived with a mystery for 40 something years already. I want to know. You know what I mean? I just feel like I don't know. How do you not? You don't really know you know yourself, but you got to know. I have a longing to know exactly where I came from.
Was it a big thing in y'all's house? Did y'all's family was like, this is where you're from? Because that is the thing that I feel like is very important that should be in more homes probably, is like, this is who your grandfather was, and this is like where our bloodline comes from, and this is what we've been through.
I think everybody should know that.
Yeah.
We didn't do it at all, and I think that's why I long for it.
Yeah.
Like I knew one great grandparent when she died. She passed away at 99, and I was still young. And then I had a very great relationship with my 4 grandparents. I mean, very close. And I still have one of my grandmas. And they all luckily I had them till a decent age. So I was really tight. And I was like, I just wish I knew, about. You blow your mind thinking about like even just go back. Like it's crazy that we don't even know our great grandparents. Never mind, just a few times removed. Just how about great? No idea. And that shit's like. That's long enough ago to be like, oh, he was a blacksmith. I don't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He lived.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of times you just know like, oh, my grandpa drove a van or whatever. And you're like, well, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck? The guy lived a whole life.
Right.
He created your dad.
Right.
And all you know
is
that he drove
smoked
a
Pall
van.
Malls. Yeah. That's all you know. He smoked unfiltered cigarettes, and
the guy lived.
he had a chicken coop.
Yeah,
That's really it, though, right?
That's it. Like everybody likes to almost. Yeah, there's this mystery. Whereas I think a long time ago there used to be a lot more, probably, familiar lore.
Yes.
That was passed down, and now it's just like a lot of that's not present in a lot of families. Like my dad, dude, I remember my dad was like, he'd be like. I think my dad liked to drink a pretty good bit. I mean, like my dad was born and he was 70 when I was born, so he was an older guy.
Yeah,
you know?
I know that.
He was like.
I remember you talked about that in your first special.
Yeah, he was like Biden.
I knew it, but I'm saying
in a lot of ways. But yeah, he was like, my dad would like drive us to school or something. My dad's car, he always hit stuff with his car, so he always had like spare tires in his car. Like in the back seat was stacked with fucking tires that were blown out or ones that were still usable, dude. And so a lot of times you just get in the back seat of his car. So he'd take me to school sometimes, and I would get out, and all my clothes and skin would be just covered in like black tire marks, dude. Like I just wander into school, dude. Like just trying, like I'm a diversity hire.
Like Pigpen from Peanuts.
Like I'm part of the diversity
like a coal miner.
That was
like
crazy.
a 5-year-old coal miner.
And then he just saw his like, so that was very.
But did you
bizarre.
know? What did you know of your grandfather then?
Oh, I didn't.
Your
know.
paternal.
Oh, I knew we had a step grandpa that would smoke a lot of cigarettes, and he would wear his like. He used to wear motorcycle goggles even when he was just sitting on the porch for a long time. He wore like that. He had like that old school kind of motorcycle hat with the goggles,
And he just wore it on the porch?
And he'd sit on the porch. And I think he wanted people to know he was about to go ride his motorcycle all the time.
I want to know that guy,
And he wore like a onesie kind of like but a worker's onesie.
Oh, like a Dickies, like a jumpsuit thing.
Yeah, and he worked at a factory and stuff like that.
Oh, see, this is like, that's like a salt of the. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to know that. Like, I don't know, man. I my grandparents all had like 8 or 9 siblings.
Yeah,
there's a big, you know what I mean? But
what did your dad do? Is your dad kind of a neat guy? Do you have any good like cool memories about him when he was a kid?
My dad?
Yeah.
Well, he's still with me, luckily. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad.
Even just like memories when you were a kid of like your dad. Like, what was your my dad would have these big shoes that we would put on sometimes, and that was pretty cool. My dad would put his shirt. Sometimes he would take his shirt off. He liked to drink, and he would have a couple drinks or whatever, and then he would just take his shirt off and like button it up like in front of us, and he'd be like, "Oh, you got my shirt on, huh?" And he would say stuff like that, and then he would just pass out on the couch.
Sounds like a very warm guy. Just the physicality that you become when you're talking to him, like you got a shirt on, put a shirt on.
He'd be like, "You got my shirt on." Like that was his like playing with us or whatever.
Big game. Who wants to wear my shirt?
Yeah. And you were just, your eyes were burning with like Brute and like Old Spice. He's like, "You got my shirt on." And by the time you got the shirt off or whatever, he would just be like asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "This is good."
My dad, is like, I'm lucky. I have a real good relationship. He's like my best friend, really. Growing up was cool. I got hit by a car with him. My body got, not in a car accident. We were playing Frisbee in a parking lot by my house, and it was a gated parking lot, and it was like one of those posts, those like what do you call those veteran VW posts, right? You know what I'm saying? And it was like a big parking lot, and it was gated, and so
VFW.
It was like I don't know, and so we used to play like stick ball in that thing, and like hockey and things like that, and so but because it was always closed when it wasn't an event, it was a big empty parking lot, and it was gated, and it was pretty big for a kid. Like it was like, it was a good, like I would call it maybe about 100 and maybe 25 feet long, something like that, or more, and pretty wide. And in the buildings we lived in, it was right in the front of them, those buildings. And he had like so many jobs, and he was a superintendent of those buildings. So he had an office there, and we also lived there. And I would go visit him in the office and go around and like help him watch him fix like, things. He
was a super.
Yeah, he was a super.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he was also a garbage man, but he did both. And so he had an office. He used to lift weights in there, and I used to go hang out with him and the guys that worked there and everything. They had like posters of girls on the wall in the office, and like they played darts and stuff. But my dad, like, he didn't drink. He wasn't like he wasn't into sports. He didn't drink. He just was like, I don't know, man. He was very unique. He's a healthy guy, very into fitness, but But I hung out with him a lot, and so he took me one day. I'll never forget. He's like, "Come on, we're gonna go play," and he threw. It was a red Coca-Cola frisbee. And we went down the block. We went in there. Not a car in the place. Gates closed, and we're throwing the frisbee back and forth. I'm young. I'm probably. I was like 5, 6 years old, tops. And, I don't even know. To this day, I can't really throw a frisbee. I throw the one that just does that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can throw a frisbee?
Yeah.
It must feel like a superpower.
It does feel good when you learn it, because when you don't know how to do it as a dude, it is a questionable look.
Yeah, I mean, it's anybody's guess when I throw it how it's going to look. If it's going to just sail to the right, if it's going to wobble, if it's going to hit the floor, can you throw it like that?
Huh? No, that dude is also closeted gay.
Yeah.
I think I'll throw it like
God
a
bless him.
regular dude. Yeah, and bless him. Yeah, but that dude is like, any of that dude. That dude's trying to steal your lady too.
He's skipping it.
Yeah. He's skipping it off of a fucking.
But you could throw it
Toyota Tercel or whatever. Yeah.
Well, that's a show off.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a show off.
That's what I don't like is that guy.
Yeah.
I could just make sure I get it to where it's going
In the area. So if we were playing, if we having is it a catch?
Having a catch, yeah.
Having a frisbee?
Having a
frisbee catch?
Throwing frisbee.
If we're throwing a frisbee, I can be far away from you, and you could be like, I got you.
I got you.
Get me? That's really nice.
Do you have to spin in a full circle before you let it go, or no? Can you just do like that?
No, I didn't really throw it like a discus. I had no skill whatsoever in that department.
Yeah.
So I would just let it go.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry. It's all, dude. Well, what happened to me? I had a traumatic experience. I seen 3 gay dudes throwing a frisbee in a Hampton Inn hot tub, like a big hot tub. And to this day,
that had to be bigger than the tub you played Navy in, because they were throwing the frisbee.
Well, they were all just sitting there, just kind of throwing it to each other, and it was just the most craziest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Wait, what part was crazy?
The fact that it was like kind of like a little sport, and they were only sitting like 4 feet from each other. And that they kept throwing this little frisbee to each other.
I love that you described that as like would you say a traumatic? Would you say a crazy experience?
Oh, yeah,
would you call
it fucking broke my heart. Because that's when I knew that our military was done. That's what I knew, dude.
Oh god.
That
for me, it sounds like a party broke out though.
Yeah, you're right. I think I got
to know,
and a lot of it for me is a perspective issue. It's like I show. It is, man. I show up with a negative perspective. I'm like,
I love you.
Look at these guys. Look at these Air Force guys or whatever.
Oh, I must have missed that part. They were in the Air Force?
Oh, no.
Oh.
They were in the Navy, probably. For sure.
You saw you weren't in the tub and you're just having like PTSD about the Navy. Was it you throwing the
I had a lot of bad experiences, dude. That's hilarious.
Well, mine went wide. And it was our neighborhood, and my dad saw a guy that he knew walking by in the street outside the other side of the gate. And so he was like, he just walked over to the gate to say hello to his friend. And he's at the gate talking to his friend, and he threw it to me, and it was like went over there. So I was like, all right, I was walking to go get it. There was 2 things in this parking lot, me and my dad. And so I'm walking to get the frisbee, and then I look up, and from the other side of the parking lot, I see a station wagon is now in the parking lot, and it's driving toward me. And even at that age, I'm like, there's no way he didn't see. It wasn't like, oh my God, a car's coming.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, he saw me. And I'm walking to get the thing, and he's driving toward it as well. And I remember it so vividly. I got to the Coca-Cola frisbee, and I looked down, and and the car was still coming at me. It wasn't going that fast. I'm sure it was going like 10 miles an hour or whatever, right? Something like that. And I went to go pick up the frisbee, and my dad's talking. He's not looking. And I go to pick up the frisbee. I remember I picked it up and I dropped it. I fumbled it and it dropped back down. And I had this moment of, do I pick it back up right now, or did I get out? Like, I just remember being like, it happened fast, and I went to pick it back up. And the next thing, when I woke up, I was in my dad's arms, and he was running with me in his arms, and to get in his car, and we had taken me to the hospital.
Oh.
I didn't get any broken bones or anything. I got bruised up, and But yeah, I blacked out completely. The car hit me. Now in hindsight, I know the story. Like my dad got so mad. Like he turned around. I don't know what you must think to see your 5-year-old get hit by a car.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this till later on, but I found out that he just went nuts and he ran. The guy hit the thing and he ran up to the car and he was like just punching, like, get out of the car, just punching the car. And the guy wouldn't get it. He's like, get the, and he's trying to rip it. And my dad's friend goes, Sal, don't worry about that. Get your son, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, oh, and they just grabbed me and we went to the hospital. He was punching the car, you know? But that was a big guy, you know? He's punching the car and everything. And then, so I got hit by this car.
Hold on, son.
Yeah, it's like, stay with me. You know, I'll be right with you. Smash. But it later turned out that it was like one of my kid in my grammar school's grandfather. But anyway, and I guess we sued him. But it was like, man, it was really a disappointment of a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Because I got I was like, what was it? It was like probably 1981. But I got $5,000.
It's a lot of money then.
Yeah, adjusted for inflation from 81. Hit me out. And then I couldn't touch it till I was 18. And so when it was 18,
So you had that auto
it was
money
12
looming,
grand
huh?
when I was 18.
It was 12 when you were 18?
Yeah, I think 12, 13 grand. That's about it. 5,000 to.
That's
so
a lot of money. 12 grand when you were
13 years.
18?
Yeah.
What'd you do with it?
You know, I don't really know ultimately, but I'll tell you what I thought I was going to do with it. I thought I was going to buy an engagement ring with it. Yeah, that's what I told her. I was like, oh, I'm going to just take this money to buy you an engagement ring. Yeah. I love that you've taken like a knee for me so many times. It started with the gout. But many times you're really like, you really felt my pain.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's a fucking God. Yeah, I'm gonna get her that ring, and we're gonna get a little home or something.
It sounds like there's so much, like I haven't spoken about, like it sounds right now that I'm like, yeah, man, my life with this woman, and I'm still thinking about it now. It's like, I didn't even remember that I was gonna do that, but when you asked me, I was like, I remember telling her that, like, I'm gonna get you a ring with this money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, I remember a girl, she broke up with me, and then I got in, like, I remember calling her mom, I'm going to buy her a ring, you know, and, like, I took that avenue one time, like, I was just, doing that stuff and planning ahead relationships are fucking hard, especially when you're just figuring out about love and am I in love, what's going on, you know?
How many, have you been in love?
Yeah, I've been in love, man.
How many times?
You know, I think maybe 3-4 times, I think. You know?
Yeah, that's about right. That's about, I think 3 for me.
I got to start dating towards a family, you know?
You want one?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm like, what happens if you don't get one? Then sometimes it gets a little strange when I still go, like, to people's things or something, and it's just me.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
It's like, I gotta start bringing somebody.
But you
don't want to bring some like, you don't want to bring like something that's not like potential.
Yeah, right. So wait, are you feeling pressure just externally because of those situations and maybe your age, or are you feeling internally, biologically, like I long for this and I feel like I'm ready to. I feel like I'm kind of ready to start a family. Like, are you feeling that? Or are you like,
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's like, if I'm going to do it, I have to do it at some point.
Do you feel...
Or I'm going to be like my dad.
Right.
You know, or not really, but I'll be, you know.
I see what you're saying, a parallel, yeah.
You know, but I think there's part of me in that's always like, oh, you could do it whenever. I think that could have been my mindset that I got too, you know?
Yeah.
Like I can always, So you want to put my shirt on you?
I don't know, man. I got to set you up with somebody or something. I don't know. I don't really play matchmaker, but
keep your ears open. People sometimes try to matchmake me, but I just got to be more like. But
you're not looking for it?
I mean, I'm keeping my eyes open. Nashville's kind of tough because it's a lot of like college, and then a lot of married. You know?
Also now, you know, you're so famous. Like you're famous. You got to how you meet someone is has to be a little more intricate now. Like you got to make sure you meet someone. You're investing your time in someone like that's for the right reasons. And like, that was the thing with me. Like my girl that I'm with now, I've been with since before I was like in the public, you know what I mean? It was like, it was like right, just like right about that time. But I've known her, I knew her like, I would say like 7-8 years even before that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't have to navigate being in the public like this and then trying to
Right, you had somebody
put myself out there
in.
for somebody like
Right.
that, you know, be vulnerable and you invest that kind of time and not, you know.
Yeah, it gets a little spooky because you're afraid to like message somebody if you meet somebody online, you know, and you don't want to feel forced to like have to meet somebody that's also in like has, you know, I'd love to just meet I just want to meet whoever I'm supposed to meet. You know? So I just want to make sure I'm able to be like in a good space, you know, and just be ready.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I just feel like a little bit of that kind of change and like I think I'm ready for something a little bit more realistic, you know?
Yeah. I never really talk about it. I never talk about it, but I was 43. I'm married. I'm married. I never really talk about it at all, but people know that I'm with my lady for a very long time. I always reference her. Yeah, you know her.
Wonderful.
You've known her since back then.
Cute too. Sorry, I shouldn't have said this, but she's wonderful. I'll say that.
She's also beautiful. She's my best friend, man.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say beautiful, but I'm like, dude, you can't say beautiful to the guy. You say cute, right? But is cute weird?
Dude,
anyway,
she's hot.
Yeah. I'll just pretend I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I honestly, dude, I'm so private. I just never want to. Privacy is like the last thing I have. You know, once I give it away, I can't get it back. And it's just weird because I've spent, you know, a decade on television as myself. And so there's a different type of filter between me and the people that enjoy what I do and stuff. And there's a familiarity and it's like good and bad. So some people are like just very curious because I am so private, so that kind of stokes curiosity.
Yeah.
But then also just sometimes people like they just feel like they know me, and so like there's a little bit of a line crossing. I was very private my whole life, so this is like to the umpteenth for me, you know. So like I just keep that to the vest because it really what does it matter? What does that detail matter to
Right,
anybody?
it doesn't matter.
You know, and but
I also want to be able to speak freely about your own life.
I do. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And I do want to talk about my own life. And what I was saying was my next special that I'm working on now, I am going to I want to do it on my own terms and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I am like going to be speaking about, you know, her on stage and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I just got to just put it out there and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's like you want to be able to be yourself. At the same time, you want to protect the few things that you have that feel like that they aren't public.
And protect her as a person. Because
Totally.
you know how the internet is and all that stuff. It's just like
scary.
It is, you know, and I just I don't like it. You know, I want to keep the people I love the most away from it, you know.
Yeah.
But there's a sense of me that also wants to speak about my life. And I mean, like I love her. She's my best friend. I talk about her. But like she's always like, you know, if you say it, you say it, you know, but you know, she's like, I don't mind if you know. And I'm like, I just want to say, because once I say it, you know, it's just a thing, you know. I don't know if I make more of it than it should be in my own head. But yeah, dude, I've never really said it. So I think one other time.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thanks for talking about it, man. I felt...
You make me comfortable.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
There's been times in my life where I didn't want to say that I was dating somebody because I would think I was worried about what people would think or if people would try to find that person.
Yes.
You know? But
It's
then
weird,
at some
right?
points I felt bad that I didn't try and honor them a little bit more, you know, or if they felt like that, you know?
That's the struggle I have, you know. And she's very understanding. She's the best. But like, you know, so it's like that balancing. It's balancing all those things, you know, and so it's even like it feels weird for me to even say it out loud.
Yeah, I can tell you feel it's a little bit of nervous energy.
Yeah,
because
once it's out of the bag, it's out of the bag. But it's like
we
a big
can always
step.
take it out too.
Yeah.
100%. If you just if you think about that, totally fine.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
I mean, do you want to talk about building a family, or you don't want to go into that? You think you're okay?
That's really going there, but I guess I'm gonna do it as well. I mean, I don't know. That's. Yeah, I mean, like to say that I have a kid is like
You don't feel like you have to at all. You don't feel like I think you have to or at all.
No, not at all, babe. Not at all. I feel totally comfortable. I'm just saying to myself, like,
do I want to?
Dude, I have never, really said it. It's like, I just want to, but so it's just like here it is.
Does it feel scary to admit to yourself? You think?
No, I mean, if in my regular life,
yeah,
I don't even like if you come up to me with my wife, this is my kid. Like that's real life,
right?
But why do people that see me for 22 minutes a week on TV need to know that? Why do people, you know what I mean? Like in real life, I honor my real life,
Yeah.
but this is just like, this is entertainment for you. I don't know if I want to invite you in. Like, I don't want people to be like, come up to me like, hey, how's your wife? Like, it's like, I don't, but,
That's a good point.
yeah, so it's even like, I think it's a little, like more with the daughter.
Yeah.
It's like super protective. You know what I mean? But it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, if I start talking about her, man, I'll get tears in my eyes. And like, so that I love her so much. I want to express that,
Yeah.
And I'm so scared. I'm so scared to. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that response. I don't have that like something that I'm responsible for, but also I want to. It's funny. I think about that a lot. I think about like if I have kids, would I let people know? Do I feel like people need to know? But then also, do I want to be honest about my own life? But then who am I being honest to? Like, can I still just be honest to myself and be like a good family man? I think with podcasting, I think it gets a little different because it's like, a lot of times we do share stuff that's real to us. And so then people get to know us in a different element.
Isn't it weird? And you've been doing it so long, right?
Yeah.
And so talk for so many hours. And then sometimes you'll see someone come up to you and they know something intimate. And you're like, oh, I guess because we get so comfortable with each other. And, and this is what you want to have, a real conversation, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like just so weird because over time, when you've talked for 1,000 hours, people can really like take notes and be like, oh, this is, they really know your shit.
Oh, I'll get notes at breakfast. I'll be eating somewhere and somebody will write, like, hey, man, I could tell kind of how you were feeling. Just shit that we were like, fuck, I'm fucking fucked.
I know. And it is weird because like, do I want to
Very
have this
sweet,
exchange with you? Right. It's
Right.
sweet, but it's like, do I want people to come up to me and be like, so how's your daughter?
Right.
All the time? Like, I don't want to talk to you about my daughter. You know what I mean?
And you might not want to.
Yeah.
But then she's also probably super. I mean, I know you sent me those pictures. She's so cute.
Yeah, man.
God, that must be cool, huh? She
There's
just loves you.
nothing. You hear it. You know what it's supposed to sound. You know what it's supposed to be. You know what it is. You heard descriptions of it. You have it. You know everything. It's the best thing ever. It's hard. She's my best friend. You'll do anything for your kids. The reason I live. The reason I breathe. You hear it all. But then when it happens to you, there's not words to describe it.
Wow.
So I had her 20 months ago, and a thing I've feelings I've never felt. Imagine having a new feeling after 45 years, a feeling I never felt in my life is unlocked. And it's the deepest feeling that I've ever had in my life. And I love my family. I love my wife.
What was the feeling?
It's a feeling of inexpressible, pure happiness and joy that you feel like you are floating in the air. And it's overwhelming. You cannot process it.
Yeah.
You can't believe it. You can't process it. To this day, I can't believe she exists. Every day I wake up and I take a deep breath and I look at her, I'm overwhelmed. I've never not been overwhelmed looking at her. I've never been able to process my love. The love is so strong that I can't understand it. It's tough, man. It's insane, dude.
That's awesome.
It's just there, it's just there and it's not going to go anywhere.
Oh.
And I had gotten to some dark places, really dark.
Did you feel like it was gonna, like, that must have been shocking because you said that it's not gonna go somewhere. Was there, fuck, dude,
Yeah, to think that I will have her, and then my brain is such that then it gets dark. Like, oh, then one day I'm gonna be gone, and she's not gonna have me, and I'm not gonna see how the second half of our life plays out. And then I go to depression, and I'm working on this. There's a weird thing where I could be like something so good, and then my mind wants to go, oh, you're gonna lose it though. Oh. It's one day it's not gonna be that, or what? Okay, so then I'm not gonna know. This is deep, but like I'm not gonna know then how her story ends. Oh, isn't that crazy? To think about that, the air I breathe is for her, and then to just think that like she might have a good 40 years on, hopefully 100 years on this earth with post me, that I don't get to know. The thing that I care about most in my life, I don't get to know the end of that. Yeah. So it's like this dichotomy of like this deep, it's such a deep love, but it sends you because like if you let yourself go there, it's kind of wild, man.
Right, but that's also kind of a creative and it's a deep thought, and deep thoughts are. Depth has darkness in it a lot of times.
Yeah.
The deeper you want to get into stuff, the more the more that can be in there. But wow, I've never even thought about that. It's like if watching your favorite, it's like your favorite movie, but you don't get to see the half, you know?
Right. And,
but you got to make the movie though.
Oh, dude, it's like nothing you've ever felt, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
the feeling that you said that it's not going to go anywhere. That really sent me, man. Because I think I didn't realize it till you said that. There's this feeling always inside of me that that it's going to go somewhere. You know, that it's not. You know, that it's not. No, like it's not reliable or something. I think it even goes back to me like not knowing how to, you know, you got to check in and make sure people know you care all the time.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's wild that I get to wake up I wake up now at like 7 a.m. every day, like, or, you know, we're at 8, but I was never a morning person. You know, I was a bartender. I'm a comic. Like I'm not that guy. And I wake up and so here's another thing. I remember what it was like to feel naturally, organically, truly feelings of happiness. Mm-hmm. You know, whether it was just a general feeling or whether I got good news, like this feeling that would emanate like joy, like pure though, right?
You're a very joyous guy.
But I lost that. Like, and for a while I got like, you know, I was depressed and I would register that I was supposed to feel happy. Oh. And I would say, oh, I'm so happy about that. But I would say, but in that feeling is not here. I'm telling myself that I'm happy and I'm happy.
Right.
This is great news, or this is, oh, that's wonderful. Or, oh, I'm excited, you know, but this thing that I used to have where it's like, you're walking around like with a pep in your step and you're cheery and it's coming out of you.
Yeah.
Like it's coming out of you. You're emoting it. Like it's beyond you. Your body, you're not in control of it. You're happy.
Right.
You know, not that you now lived life and you know, oh, this is good news. I'm happy. I'm supposed to be happy.
But it's not the same.
No, and I stopped feeling that.
What happened? Dude, it's amazing you're saying this is exactly how I feel a lot of times. I look at old videos of myself, I'm like, man, that guy was so happy.
Right? And I would get really sad about that because it's like, I have no reason not to be happy. I have such a wonderful support system, family, friends. I have so lucky in my life to do what I want in my career. I feel blessed. I every day I know how lucky I am. I take nothing for granted. And so why then do I not feel that? And but the odd thing is that I can feel viscerally sad. I have immediate access to sadness, immediate access. And I didn't used to. It like flip-flopped. And if I wanted to sit here right now and talk to you about something sad, I could bring up something that's sad to me, and in 1 minute I could be bawling.
Yeah.
And I feel it. Like I feel it emanating. But the happiness, it's kind of like I had to either work at it or just like accept this new version of happiness. And with my daughter,
it's free again.
It's more than it ever was. You know? It's crazy to have someone pull that out of you, and it's at the ready, and it's just limitless. It's like I don't need anything. It's like I don't need to access it. If I hear her voice, if she walks in the room, if I look at a photo of her right now, something happens to my body. Like.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if we don't,
I didn't mean to
put
get
this
into.
up,
I didn't mean to get into
we
this.
could save this and you can give it to her one day. You know.
Yeah. I didn't mean to get into this. You know, like I know that you know it's cool with you. Like I know you go everywhere on your podcast and stuff.
No, it's okay,
I hope your
man.
listeners are cool with it. Like I just if we keep it in, like I just I know it's not laughs, but
no, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's dude to see that how much somebody cares about their kid. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Yeah.
It makes. Yeah, because it's funny. That's where I'm at in my life. Is I think I'm like, could I do it? Like, would I be able to be okay?
You will.
You know, like
even
I
if
think
they say it's true. Everything they say is true. You never know. You think you're ready. You will never be ready.
Yeah.
Something just happens, man. You don't know if you could do it. You don't know if you're ready. Will you be a good this? Will you be a good that? That happens naturally, immediately. I mean, it's just something, a switch flips and it's not could you do it? It's, I want to be the best at it. You know, the doubt is erased. The doubt is erased. You immediately are like, you thrive off of it, you know, like it really is purpose. I mean, all those cliches, all those trite things that people say, but it's true, you know, it's like, I thought I had meaning and purpose, and I do,
Yeah.
you know, I you know, like I said, I'm so lucky, and even like people are unfulfilled in certain areas, but I'm lucky. I love my job. I'm a comedian. I wanted to be a comedian since I'm a little kid. A little kid is all I wanted to do. And I didn't even start doing it like this until very late in life. And I'm so lucky that I did it, because like I could imagine I could have never done it. It's all I care about, you know, like so. And so I always am like blown away every day that I am a working comedian. Like, wait, my dream came true? Like, it's wild to me. Because you could be a comic too, and it's so hard to like stay the course and then to get by and make a living and all that stuff, you know? And I really don't think, what is the percentage of comedians that get to that level, like that can say, this is my job? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but like, I never would believe it. And so so I feel like I have a purpose, and I love my family and like, I am very self-aware and reflective and everything. But like, then when I had, you know, my daughter, it's like, everything just melts away. Like, it's like, there's just one thing that matters. It's so fulfilling. And it's a source of joy and energy and just the love. The love is a different level of love. And so it's like, it's not like, oh, I'm afraid. Like, or, I hope I don't fuck this up. It's like, it's the best thing that's ever happened to you. You're going to honor it. You know what I mean? Like you dive in.
Do you feel like you become a new person?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm late in life. So I feel like I'm always I'll never be, you know, always getting in touch with yourself and learning more about yourself, 100%. You know, but I did have so late in life that I feel like you know, as to say, like if I had a kid when I was 25 or 45, I know who I am more. So in that respect, I feel good about that. But yeah, because you have a new title, you have a new job, you have a new purpose, you know, and it's so beautiful because everything that she consumes, how she learns life, how she learns what life is about and who people are and who she is, and everything from just her brain developing and learning words and just to emotions and the things she observes and molding the person that she becomes and wanting to do better than you always want to do better and I'm always like trying to, we fail, but trying to better myself. And like, she just like, it's like you step on the gas, you know what I mean? Like everything I do, I run through the filter of her, everything now. Like, I mean, like it has nothing to do with her. I say, will this, if my daughter saw me doing this, if my daughter saw me working on this or talking to someone like this or speaking like this or handling myself in this way, like, will it make her proud? You know, will it set an example for her? And so like, I just like, I walk around thinking of that all the time now. And it's really great. It's really great to hold yourself to a standard, which I did before, but like I said, this is a deep new level, and to hold yourself to a standard, but want to do it and be proud to try, and then be proud to, and then succeed at it, you know, like, and know it. Oh, I'm
right. I have an integrity here.
Makes you feel like I'm big on integrity, man. My whole life, and so as a guy who has always been on like my word, I give you my word. I'm honest. Like I'm not. I try to be genuine. I can't stand phony people. I don't like, you know. I don't like people that aren't kind. You know, like I'm just very. I don't know. Whatever. My work, everything I do, I try the hardest I can. I kill myself with that shit. But like so being a person like that already, to then have the marker be her and how the person she becomes and how she thinks of me, what's going to be her perception of me. That's the highest. And so it's like the Super Bowl of like integrity, you know what I mean? and it's a wonderful thing. It's not a hard thing. It's a gift. It's like a gift, you know. This probably sounds so corny to people.
I don't think it sounds corny at all, dude.
And it's like, I know everyone says it, and I probably just sound like I just realized it, but it's like I said, it's just different when it happens.
Well, we never talk about it on here. I never really talk about like to friends about about kids or anything like that. And it's just funny because it's a place that I'm at in my life now. And wondering how that'll look. And it's just funny how like God kind of puts things together and is like, oh, well, how about this? Why don't I connect you with this awesome example of a guy who feels like who's been bringing joy forever and found a whole new level of joy. This guy made 300 episodes of joy, and now I trumped him with 1 episode of joy.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
Now I'll say now the episode never ends and there's no commercial. There's no commercial breaks. And so your special is...
It's coming out next week. Yeah, it's great. It's called Terrified. It's on YouTube. Sal Vulcano, Terrified on YouTube. It's on 800 Pound Gorillas channel.
Oh yeah, they're great, man. I made
guys.
my first album with them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I'm super excited about it, man. And a tour is going on sale the same day.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I got the whole tour coming up. I mean, geez, the next year. Everything's Fine tour. Tickets at salvulcanocomedy.com. So it's a big week, next week. Yeah, everything. So hopefully people want to come see me. Hopefully people want to come watch it and want to watch it. Yeah.
Thanks for coming and talking about that with me, man. Yeah, that's so exciting. So to have a big tour heading out right on the back of the special launching, and this is your first special.
Yeah, this is my first special. Not my first tour, but like But to come out together, it's like a big hold your breath day. You know what I mean? Like
because it's been a long road. It's a long road for a comedian to get to his first special.
It means so much. Yeah, you know how I remember your first Netflix one.
People are so excited when you get a chance to do your first special. It's like, I'm doing this.
I worked so hard. I mean, I know we all do. It's just like I was in this zone. Never mind that it's like 10 years of whatever the material, but like just the last ramping up to it, the last 6 months. Yeah. I spent hours on it every single day. To the point of the day after I filmed it, I felt like I was going to pass out because it's like, I can't believe I don't have to think about this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like getting meticulous with stuff, like every little thing, like getting it like that. And everyone that worked on me with it, I just want to say thank you because they did I had a huge team. They did such a good job. I think it looks really great. Like I'm proud of it, So I hope I'm anxious because, like you get like people that just, they don't care. They're gonna hate you no matter what.
Yeah.
But I really, it's personal, And and then the tour launching with it, I hope it I'm just hoping for big things, I just because I just want to go ahead, I just want to be full on stand up, and like I said, I'm lucky that we got another season of the show and stuff, but after that, it's kind of like what I'm jumping into. But it's been tough touring nonstop, with the show. But dude, this is just like. I'm just psyched. So thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me talk about it and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's huge, man. Yeah. I mean, that's like, getting your first special. Man, yeah, I know. We just realized that your time, we got to get you out of here.
Yeah, my flight boards in 17 minutes. I didn't mean to run out like that.
No,
I could have talked to you for another 2 hours, dude.
Yeah, same here, man. We can. I'll have to come up and visit you guys,
please.
And
come over the house, have dinner and stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to, man. I love you, man.
I love you, buddy.
I'm just happy to get to spend time with you today, dude.
Right on.
This is just.
I told you, I texted you. I was so excited to see you. You didn't disappoint. I always love catching up with you, bro.
Thanks, man. Same. Congratulations on your first comedy special.
Thanks, bro.
You started off a comedian. You still are, man. And thank you for all the years of entertainment, Sal Vulcano.
Appreciate you.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone.